it's set in stone. Dive into your reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win.
Coming in, don't hit pause. Owning it like a boss. We taking care of the job like we the best. Going in for the chase, about to go celebrate. We can take home first place like first and 10.
Out in this world we can explore anything we want to the core. So come on, we'll play this game. Show all your skills, bang, bang.
Let's raise the bar, ready to stop, we'll never stop. Together we're off the chart.
No doubt we will get that, get that. Roll out, never sit back, sit back.
Raise the bar, ready to stop, we'll never stop. Together we're off the chart.
Yeah, I bet you will show more your skills. Dive into your reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Dive into your reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win.
No matter what, we will weather any storm when we're together. We can always aim for more. Yeah, it's that bang bang we're on fire.
Yeah. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Dive into your reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win. Set in stone. Set the tone like it's set in stone.
From fire, yeah. Could've never faced this alone. Keep my head up and breathing low. Got my heart with the ones I know, yeah. Cause I got the bass turned up loud, and the best that I know around. Fire that we can't live without, yeah. I can't lie, I'm burning white, but my own mind needs you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not seeing light. And if I'm right, I've seen the sign. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. I can see nothing in our way when we're catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then oh, I guess I know that I'm feeling the see the red suddenly. Barely time to count up to 3. Look around at my company, yeah. The sky opens up for lightning. Time crawls up close, it's tightening. My brothers do the right thing, tapping on the floor. I can't lie, I'm burning white, but my own mind needs you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not saying light. And if I'm right, I've seen the signs. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. I can see nothing in our way when I'm catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then oh, I guess I know that I'm feeling the clouds break apart. Are we going back to the start? Going back to the start, yeah. But I'm feeling the fire all up in my heart. Don't you think that we're ready for another part? Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. But I'm feeling the fire all up in my heart. Don't you think that we're ready for another part? Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. And I'm feeling the feeling. kind of catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then oh, I guess I know that I'm feeling the
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Free Fire Max Skyesports Pro League. This is going to be an amazing tournament where we witness several creators battle it out in a very unique format in a never-before-seen absolute showdown for Free Fire Max. And I'm going to be your host and caster, Crips. Along with me is Arka. Arka, how are you feeling about this wonderful day 2 of the tournament?
I'm pretty excited because day 1 has been the day of surprises, the day of domination, the day of few teams trying to understand how do they have to go about in this tournament. So today is going to be a new leaf, a new group coming in, so things can be a little topsy-turvy according to me.
Yeah, things can be a little topsy-turvy. I think they're going to be very topsy-turvy, Arka. I think we are in for a roller coaster ride because the way we started off with the matches yesterday, I thought that in the first 2 or 3 games, I knew what the day was going to look like. But then, with the 4th game, all my expectations were subverted. And by the 5th game, I was completely mind blown. To top it off, the last map was going to be a whole new randomized map. So that threw in even more surprises than I was prepared for.
Absolutely, even I was surprised because if it was one team dominating throughout and making sure that they have the maximum number of Booyahs, like Assassin Army had 2 at the end of the day, and I was expecting them to be on the top of the table, and out of nowhere you have teams like TSG. They're like, you know what, let's forget about the position points, let's just think about the eliminations. 81 elimination points is what they had yesterday, and that speaks for itself. With a total of 127 points, TSG Army hoping to see them continue in case they're playing today.
Yeah, I was surprised that a couple of teams were able to cross the 80-90 points mark, but then TSG came in 127. They were treating this as if it was a joke, as if this was way too easy for them. And I hope they are able to keep this up. But let's take a look at the format of the tournament so that we know exactly what is in store for us. Right now, you guys are watching day 2. We are currently in the knockout stage. And here, 18 teams will be divided into several groups, 3 groups to be exact, and these 3 groups will keep fighting each other. The top 12 teams will advance to the point rush stage. Here, the stakes are not as high, you won't get knocked out, but you will get advanced points. And based on the advanced points, you will have a massive advantage in the grand final, Arka, where you will be fighting for glory. 12 teams will compete on one final day, and some of these teams will get a head start on the grand final day.
Oh yes, and the prize pool, the big number. I'm waiting to see who's going to snatch away the biggest chunk of 5 lakh rupees. The champions themselves are going to get that. And again, the best part of this tournament, which I always love to see when it comes to Free Fire Max, is that nobody is going empty-handed. All you have to do is make sure you're in the top 12, somehow head into the finals, and then not only experience but also 40,000 rupees is what the team can take away. Including that, there's going to be other individual awards as well, like MVP and the Predator. MVP himself is going to get 20,000 and the Predator is going to take away 10,000 rupees.
Exactly. The MVP will be determined based on the points that you're able to get in every game. And of course, the Predator will be determined by the person who has the highest number of eliminations. But obviously, this money will be awarded basis points. So let's take a look at the point system as well. If you manage to get a Booyah, you will get 12 placement points. If you finish in 2nd place, you will get 9. Similarly, if you finish 3rd, you will get 8 placement points. And this keeps on reducing all the way up until the 10th spot. If you finish either 11th or 12th, or if you're the first 2 teams to go out, then you will get absolutely nothing. And on top of this, each elimination nets you 1 point. So you will have to create a combination of placement and elimination points in order to get as many numbers as possible.
Absolutely. And at the same time, when you look at the overall standing, and just in case you guys see 2 teams having equal number of points when we have to announce the champion, we are going to consider the number of Booyahs first. If that also is the same, like both the teams have equal number of Booyahs, then we're going to look at the total eliminations. And coincidentally, if that also remains the same, then we're going to look at survival rank. And I don't think so the survival rank is going to be the same for either of these teams. And with that, we'll be able to get ourselves the champions of this tournament.
Yeah, but the champions of the tournament will also have a little surprise that they will have to go through. So during the finals, we will have something called as a champion rush. Whichever team reaches 80 points will activate the champion rush condition. From that, that team will have to win a Booyah in order to win the tournament. If not, then we go all over again, and then more teams cross the 80-point mark. And as and when more teams join the Champion Rush condition, any of those teams who have that Champion Rush condition active can win the tournament if they just get one Booyah. So there could very well be a chance where teams who have like 3 or 4 Champion Rush conditions activated, any one of them can steal the tournament away. And to make things even more interesting, every player can use only one active skill. No players are allowed to repeat their active skills. So that means all 4 players of the team need to have unique active skills. And this will make the tournament extremely interesting because we will see a very diverse playstyle from everybody.
Yeah, it's all about the permutation and the combination they'll have to get in. But this is what the storyline looked like yesterday. Assassin got themselves 2 Booyahs, and though they were back to back as well. And today, since they are playing, we'll have to wait and watch whether they'll be able to do it again. And since they are the first people to write history, let's see which amongst them are ready to rewrite history by getting better Booyahs than them in moments to come.
Yeah, and the player to watch out for from this team has to be Prince. He was the MVP in Alpine, where he was basically providing cover fire for his team from afar, getting plenty of eliminations from a distance, and then he also clutched out an amazing game in Kalahari to get his team the second Booyah. Also, another team that you will have to keep your eyes on, or rather, keep the players that you need to keep your eyes on, will be Aim God from Assassin Army, Siddharth Legend, Krish, all of them are firing on all cylinders. And TSG Army, these guys currently have the highest possible points, 127. They were completely dominating them. Not just that, they were completely dominating the entire lobby on the first day. And now I hope that Team Elite can also stand in their way, hopefully give them a run for their money.
Look at the day 1 standings out here. TSG Army all on the top with 81 eliminations with just 1 Booyah shows that it was all about aggression. 127 points in total for them. Team Assassin Army are right behind them with a good balance between the position points as well as the elimination points with a total of 84 points. Then trying to replicate some similar game style, we have Team Pian Rose, HTG, Team Vasio. Because all these teams almost have the same amount of points between the 75 marker, and then we have a close calls coming in. Binzedan Gaming 60 points, and the rest of them will follow.
Yeah, and to make things even more interesting, all these teams will have to play 6 matches today and tomorrow as well. The first 5 maps, obviously you can guess what they will be, but the last map of the day will be randomized. We'll start off with Bermuda, next we go to Purgatory, then Alpine, Kalahari, and then we have one of the newer maps in the game, Nextera. All 5 maps will be played, and the last map of the day will actually be randomized. So this means one of these maps will be repeated.
I'm just waiting to see which is that map gonna be, because yesterday Alpine in the final game gave us a new team altogether who was able to snatch away the boot, and that team was also capable of registering themselves into the top 5. So it's just another opportunity which is given to those teams who are not having such a great day, and that makes this tournament a little more interesting. Speaking about interesting stuff, we're gonna have Group C coming in, but before that we'll be looking at Group B. One of the dominators of yesterday, Assassin Army, are going to be present in this group. We have Boss Army, we have Binzedan Gaming, we have Desi Gamers who are at the bottom of the table but can make a comeback at any given point of time. Jaunty Gaming and Team Vasio as well.
And new teams will be joining them today, Group C. All of these teams had the chance to take a look at the matches yesterday, so they might have an advantage. They saw Assassin Army, Boss Army, Binzed, Desi Army, Jaunty Gaming, and Team Vasio play yesterday. You also saw how Jaunty Gaming were really dominating with the utilities, but Team Vasio had the overall better placement points. So quite a lot of permutation and combination that can happen in this lobby will be up for grabs today as well. Even Assassin Army had amazing performances yesterday with the clutches. And these will be the teams that will be joining us today for the first time. Badge 99, Black Flag Army, Desi RNX, PVS Gaming, Shadow Shooter, and Team Elite. These teams will be playing their first matches today, whereas the teams of Group B have already played a few matches yesterday, which means they will not be playing tomorrow. Group B will have played all their matches, and Group B will have only the matches today to get as many points as possible. Hopefully pad their stats enough to keep them afloat even tomorrow when groups A and C will face each other.
Now, there are several big names, right? I saw Ginotra, I saw Abe, I saw Team Elite had got 2-3 big names as well. So with the kind of lineups you've witnessed on the screen, Cribs, I would like to put you in the situation where you'll have to answer me. Which among these teams did you see a lineup which reminded you about the past, and also which of these teams do you think will have a better chance to get the maximum amount of Booyahs?
I do believe that Team Elite is the team that everyone needs to keep their eyes on. We have some classic old names which have competed even on the world stages at some point. You have Pahadi, you have Old Monk, you also have Mr. Jai. All of these guys that absolutely cracked, absolutely insane. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Team Elite in action. But that being said, you have some big names like Jonty Gaming and Basio. Both of these guys are also very, very experienced players. But can they lead their respective teams to victory? Because as far as I know, while they are the most experienced players on their team, these two don't have teammates who've been on the biggest stages with them before. There's been plenty of roster changes in the last few months. So yeah, I hope that all of these new rosters can stick it out and prove a point that Team Elite, despite being the team that stuck together longer, can be taken down.
Now, this is where the new meta comes into consideration, right? No matter if you have experience or not, it's just that every time you make a mistake, what can happen? You might get eliminated, but there is an option of getting revival. And due to those fast learning phases, I think the youngsters, the undergods who have come in this lobby, they'll have a greater chance of, picking up more eliminations, learning more, and giving a little bit of a problematic situation to the experienced players, because most of these experienced players, they would like to play on the backlines. I love the youngsters to go forward, and they know how to place these players to go in for the revivals as well. So somewhere I feel the youngsters are going to be a little bit of a pain in the ear for the rest.
I do hope that the youngsters will be able to live up. I hope their youthful stride overpowers everything else and their fighting spirit dominates over everyone else. But that being said, yes, you're right. The meta has changed. Even though there are some of the more experienced players in this lobby, I do believe that it's going to be hard for them to keep up with the new meta because there's just so many new things coming in. And now that this tournament is going to force the players to use unique abilities for each player, that means they will have to adapt really, really well. Because there was a time when we used to see plenty of people just use 3 or 4 chronos in the same team, which will allow you to reset quite easily. There were plenty of players who would use DJ Alok multiple times. I don't think anybody uses DJ Alok anymore. Everybody is focused on Cassie. The healing bond that she creates, the electrotherapy, is even better. So yes, some of the characters have become redundant and some of the other characters have become buffed. So it's up to you to figure out which character suits your playstyle the best. But it's not just about your playstyle that you have to consider.
Exactly.
You need to keep in mind that the entire lobby will also be adapting because of this forced implementation of the unique abilities. So you will really have to be on your toes. It's going to get very technical.
Absolutely, but at the same time, you'll also have to do the combination according to what kind of characters your teammates also have.
Exactly.
So that you have the best playing for stepping into the game. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to wait. We're going to be stepping into the first map of the day. And you all know what it is. It's going to be the map of Bermuda, where the flight path starting all the way from Shipyard and towards the Pochinki region. It's going to end right next to Mars Electric. And with all these teams out here, expecting somebody to head in towards the blue zone region. I can see one team going in, and oh yes, they do have some uninvited neighbors. Hopefully the first point of contact is going to be towards that region itself.
Yeah, I do hope that all these drop clashes early on in the game will actually end up in one of these teams getting eliminated. Observatory and Shipyard, Observatory and Graveyard, both of these places have 2 teams close to each other. So I expect Jonty Gaming to get into an early skirmish, and they are indeed getting into an early skirmish. Hemu gets the first blood, and that is going to be a very, very good elimination from Jonty Gaming. What a way to start the day. All the way from Graveyard towards the opposite side in Observatory. They get a long-range knock, and Hemu scores the first point.
Now it doesn't stop there. We're able to see that binoculars was immediately being used because they want information. They want to understand before falling back. We need to have our backlines cleared, or else we might also suffer the same fate as the opponents. And as we can see, Jaunty Gaming Ash, it seems like they're trying to converge towards the side of shadow shooters, but Ash needs to be careful because Shivu's location is still unknown, and he has the capability to strike against the side of Jaunty Gaming.
Yeah, they do indeed have the chance to strike, but Jaunty Gaming, they are quite spread out. Shibu spots out Ash. Ash had absolutely no idea somebody was behind him, and that's the finish confirmed. Looks like Shadow Shooters, they also have avenged their fallen teammate. But that's the funny part. Even though Shadow Shooter were the first team to lose one of their players, they have instantly brought back AJOP. So yeah, they recalled their teammate. Can Jaunty Gaming also do it? I do see that the recall has been used. Jaunty Gaming, the player who was just finished, will be landing on the ground now. You can see his parachute in the distance, Arka.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, the big advantages is landing at the blue zone region. So there's ample amount of loot, not only for his team, not only for himself, but also to his team, and a clever move coming in from the side of Shadow Shooters. They understood that the revenge has been taken. There's no necessity for us to extend this fight anymore. And that is where we immediately get away from the position. We were speaking about characters and how you're going to design it, and we're able to see the D99. They've got the electrotherapy already going on from the KC. They're trying to push in, and that shows the importance of what the Stalkers are going to do. And they're taking the strongest team to be considered in the lobby in the name of team.
Uh-oh, I'm in quite a lot of trouble. Instant raid comes through from Ginotra, turns around, tries to get the shot onto Piyush, but he will fail in doing so. Pahari also jumps out of the window. Team Elite have re-ran with each other. They're all playing together, hunting as a pack. Lovely trade, but the moment Ginotra is lost, he's gonna get recalled in again, instantly. At the same time, even Amin will be called back. It seems like we are ready for round 2, Arka.
And hopefully it does start off right here, because it seems like Team Elite is right now falling back and they have nothing to lose, to be frank. Again, the combination of those characters similar when it comes to both these teams. KC, let it be Skylar. I did see somebody having a Skylar. I did see somebody having KC. I guess I did also see Tatsuya as well. So hopefully we'll be able to see somebody come up with a unique play style to show us that, you know what, it's not just about having the default, but having something unique and making sure that uniqueness is all about it.
Uh-oh, speaking of uniqueness, you have Boss Army, one of them up on the vantage point. Abhay gets the shot from above. Piyush will be confirmed indeed, but B99 are also looking to get Team Elite down. Cape Town gonna be the point of contention over here. Abhay and Amin quite separated from each other. Mr. Jay trying to keep the rest of them inside the zone. Meanwhile, we take a look back over here. This is a completely different fight where Boss Army are trying to fight against DR. However, there could be a potential third party in the mix.
And look at this close range battle. He's gonna do. He's gonna take down one more player, and then immediately look at that. Again, another character which is gonna give you the right kind of support and instant revival through. And he doesn't stop there. He's gonna push forward and make sure he picks up another knockout here. And Batch 99 are really strong as Team Elite. Now tasting their own medicine. They need to be careful. As Old Monk from a distance, I think he's trapped.
He might just be trapped, but are you really trapped over there? Or are they trapped here with him? This thing could turn in any second. Olmonk seen Amin go up from above. Spraying down Olmonk in the blink of an eye. Badge 99 are going quite finish hungry today. Plenty of elimination points to their name. And Team Elite are down to the last 2 players. Revival is still on the cards, but if they survive, only then they can get the respawns. Meanwhile, you can see PVS getting both their teammates recalled back. Nancy and Yuki will just be hitting the ground in any moment right now, but before they get a chance to reset, Assassin Army is upon them again, Atka.
Absolutely. The fake one of the strongest players in this lobby. He's considered to be the strongest player in the previous and the current meta, and it seems like he's proving as to why he's considered that. Look at that, 2 eliminations already, and Honey, the way this man is rushing against the opponents, and it seems like previous gaming, they'll have to lose a player or two over here. Duffy comes forward with that shotgun, no shots whatsoever, and no problem whatsoever for him to land one into the skulls of the opponents. He'll be getting that knock easily, and also converting that to an elimination is no problem at all.
Absolutely no problem for Assassin Army as they take the area of Pochinok for themselves. Meanwhile, Vasio, his team is up here facing SS. Shadow Shooters once again will be facing the wrath of a very experienced team. Nade's been thrown in from above as they pepper Pankaj and Shibu just a tiny bit, just a little tickle. But these teams still need an opening. This will turn out to be a 3v4 battle because all the members of Shadow Shooter are not together with each other. You can only see 3 present. Potentially the 4th one is close by, but Anshu sneaks up towards Pankaj, gets the shot on him before the blue wall can be deployed. Kaushik will be traded out instantly, but Anshu once again blows over the blue wall, connects the shot, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Shadow Shooters have lost almost all of their players. That is a very, very good squad wipe. Vasio Esports showing you who's boss.
Oh my goodness, Anshu, what a way to deploy those glue walls at the right time, and also using that character Tatsuya and immediately changing that position. They weren't expecting him to come and backstab like that. Vasio came in from the front. It was like an out of syllabus question. They panicked, and all they had to do, Vasio had to do, was put the final nail in the coffin. And Shadow Shooters, a team which I really thought would be a little bit of a maniac in the lobby, a nuisance in the lobby, seems to have headed back way too early.
Yeah, you thought they would be the maniacs of the lobby, but right now they are back to the lobby, not in this game anymore.
Yep.
Harsh just about gets to safety, but you've got good trades. Look at Shanku providing cover fire. He actually manages to secure a knock. Unfortunately, knocks don't really mean much since revivals are super easy in the current meta. These teams will use the binoculars to confirm whether or not they're the only ones in the region, and they will find out that they are indeed not the only ones in the region. Boss Army and Binze are currently also in the vicinity.
Look at how the circle is panning out, Crips. And I think it's going to be an interesting affair, just in case the circle moves a little bit away from this urban region. Because then it becomes such a problematic situation for teams who do not have that hard cover. And all they'll have to do is try to rely on their glue wall and the character abilities. And amongst all these things, there are going to be some snipers who will be trying to pamper them, to the fullest ability. It's just going to be a nightmare if you don't have a compound for yourself.
Exactly. Like, even if you have Skylar equipped, I don't think your glue walls will be that much more secure. Especially with the amount of glue wall melters we saw in the games yesterday.
Exactly.
It will be very difficult for you to survive in the open with just those glue walls. Plus, I see plenty of people using Moko, so even if you manage to secure yourself behind the glue wall, if the enemy is using Moko, they can still spam you if they connect the first shot, if they tag you. So yeah, hard compounds absolutely necessary right now, and that's what every team is vying for. But Jaunty Gaming, they don't really seem to care about the hard compounds. They want those hard knocks, they want those finishes, and they're going in for the absolute hardcore committed fight. Black Flag Army. They can see Jaunty Gaming across the plains over here. They see them on the other house. Anticipating their excitement, anticipating all their entries. Jaunty Gaming spread out, hoping to get a pick, but they haven't really found anything yet.
Fortune favors the brave. We'll be able to see one of these teams, being a little bit braver than what they are right now. Look at them not taking too much risk, but still holding on to the position. And immediately what happens from the other side is the usage of the frame thrower, or the grenade launcher, which we speak about. The frame thrower grenade launcher. That's what Crips calls it, and I really love the name. FGL24, and look at how they're going to lurk out enemies. Heimu is going to be pestered with it, and now all he has to do is try to move away from it. But the region in the center, that has also been well maintained. And look at that, another glue wall melter comes in, and immediately we can see Shanky's cover is completely compromised. Another glue wall is almost on the verge of getting cleared off, and immediately Throwables comes into picture. Jaunty Gaming, they're going to be rushed at a UAV also to give away their location, but Jaunty Gaming, they know exactly what they're doing. They retaliate to perfection, but level up the last man standing. Can he do something over here as he's got this close range battle going on? He needs to revive all his teammates even before anybody comes in closer.
And he doesn't even have Diva, so these revivals will be quite lengthy. Ash up on his feet. They use the Cassie's ability to get Ash healed back up. But in the confusion, look who else has joined the party. There's a third party situation over here. Desi Army has entered the fight. Ahmed Bhai down on his knees will be picked up back by Spotty. But now Jaunty Gaming are trying to shoot them before they can get in the zone. 2 knocks secured. It's all up to Romeo. And Romeo also will be bleeding out. Just like that, Desi Army will also lose many of their players. They came into third party, but they ended up donating so many frags to Jaunty Gaming. Boss Army wants a piece of the pie. They have the better position in the zone, and now they're taking pot shots at Jaunty. They're gonna ruin their game.
And look who gets eliminated. Assassin Army, a team which we thought might continue their spree of getting back-to-back Booyahs, and now outside of the lobby.
Even Bash 99 is out.
Exactly. And, the big names are kind of shattering. And the newer teams who have come into the lobby, it seems like they are getting a hold. Obviously, they would have watched yesterday's games and they would have understood that these are the strategy. And the counter strategy seems to be going in their favor. But,
Yeah.
Vasio now trying to make it inside the circle. And look at how chaotic things are turning out to be over here. Have your high grounds, that is okay. And if somebody detects you over here, continuous barrage of grenades is just gonna make things bad for you.
Uh-oh, but Anshu takes the shot from the back. They are getting shot from every single direction. Taking this high ground might just have been detrimental. And they can't even get the glue walls back up. The glue wall melter is just making things so difficult for them. At least Black Flag Army has been eliminated, so they need to worry about one less team. But they're still getting shot by Jaunty Gaming. They're still getting shot by Bin Zed. Even Desi RNX is trying to take shots at them. Vasio Esports is in a lot of trouble right now. But the ones closest to them are Jaunty Gaming. Both these teams have quite a lot of history. Jaunty himself takes a chonky nade. Does go down, but he goes down to Boss Army actually. Not really been finished off yet. So this finish can still be stolen away by Vasio Esports if they manage to stay alive. But take a look at the zone. It's going to push all three of these teams inside. It's a rush to the finish. It's a rush inside the zone. And they just barely make it across. Level up also down on his knees. Predator will get a lovely shot on him. Finish secured as well. Vasio Esports, they're losing quite a lot of utility, but they're staying alive on top of this hangar. They hang on to this vantage point, Arka.
Absolutely. And the most important point is that they were getting that pocket market every single time. And if they've got 1,000 tokens, they can still revive another teammate. A crucial person for the team. As Anshu has been doing the talking with his gun. And look at what's happening over here. Old Mark and Bahari, they'll have to bring back their old guns. They have to, wipe away the rust, but that's not going to be the case. As they see RNX, they come in and say, you know what? This game is new, and we are the new rulers.
They are the new rulers. They bear the crown. Currently threatened by the zone. They rush inside the zone. Team Elite also down, but look at Jaunty Gaming. They're clashing up against Boss Army right now. They try to get inside the hangar. Ash and Heimu landing some amazing shots, but both the entrances of the hangar are being shot at. Ash secures himself for the time being, tries to connect shots onto Boss Army himself, but he makes it across. Now covered by the truck. He's gonna be safe. But Jaunty Gaming, they might just get trapped in the hangar over here. We have Vasio above them. But take a look at this. Desi RNX and Binzaid, both of them clashing against each other outside the zone. Both of them will end up getting eliminated. Mutually assured destruction as we down to the last 4 teams. This could be anyone's Booyah.
Oh, PVS Gaming, who was silent. The slithering snakes of this lobby. They did not involve themselves into any kind of fights until now. They'll have the highest number of utilities since none were deployed. But they need to place themselves properly. Jaunty, As you rightly said, they're trapped inside that hangar, and that becomes a bit of a problem for the side of Vasio, because now they have a divided attack. Now, either they have to concentrate on PBS or Jaunty Gaming. And if they delay this fight a lot, they become the patty in the sandwich as well. And let's not forget, another lurking python amongst them all is going to be Boss Army's solo player. And look at the way he's hiding inside those containers.
Oh, freeze deployed to a dash. But Vasio also get frozen themselves. Plenty of utilities being thrown. Ash needs to get out of there, but he's still tanking the freeze damage. Meanwhile, PBS, they find the last Python. Boss Army down and out. And we are now facing the last 3 teams. Gun also being used. This Arca, Vasio Gaming have locked themselves inside this container.
Now, that could have been a great advantage for the side of PVS, but it is an advantage if you ask me for the side of Jaunty Gaming, because look at how they place themselves, because Vasio trapped themselves inside of this container. Now, they can use the topography, they can calculate which could be the center of the circle, try to land themselves over there. Whereas Vasio on the other side, we know how much of an experience this solo IGL carries. And Kaushik is also an IGL, let me remind you that also. So 2 IGLs have thought that the point they are standing at is actually the center point of this circle. And that is why they've trapped themselves completely, making this their home. But PVS and Jaunty Gaming, what are they going to do? How are they going to lurk them out? Let's not forget, FGL24 can still come into play.
Yeah, FGL24 can be deployed inside the container. That should burn all 3 of them at the same time. Plus, if you lob a single nade in there, all of them will just blow up. Unless they can use A124 and cancel out some of the abilities, this will be quite the precarious fight. PVS, they're not taking the high ground. They know that one of these teams will at least be inside containers. So they will have to check every single nook and cranny. Every single corner will have to be checked. Ash, Heimu, both of them will be pressured towards the center eventually. Heimu trying to get across safety. Using glue ball one by one. He's using one throwable. Covers a lot of ground. Glue wall mentor will immediately burn away whatever cover that Vasio Gaming had deployed for themselves. They use another one just for good measure. It's already cracked. They've got 9 eliminations. It's a 3v3v2 Arca, and the pressure continues to mount. The circle now closes in as every team is reluctant to be the first one to fight. They want the other 2 teams to start fighting each other before they do, so they can go in for the perfect third party. Who's going to be the first one to strike? SGF24 deployed, and now Vasio Gaming taking just a bit of chip damage inside. They also use the nullifier. No other abilities can be put down. Heimu and Ash still trying to find an advantage, still trying to find a pick.
PVS Nancy, that's the location you would want to be at this point of time. Heimu comes in from a different angle. His location is still not compromised. Hash is just going to try to heal him, but that's not going to be possible as Nancy steps inside that chrono shield and puts him down completely. Uses a sword to finish things off. Vasio on the other side are going to take advantage of all of these things. Put on Vasio, put on PVS Gaming as well as Predator and Kaushik. Standing. Waiting for Nancy. Nancy turns around. He's trying to do his best, but eventually gets slaughtered as the Booyah is snatched away by the side of Vasio Esports. What a gameplay coming in from this side. The split cam is also going to show his reaction. The cleverness of this IGL, guys. The cleverness. Just imagine. He just used one thing which most of the Westerners used to use before. My enemy's enemy is my friend. And that is all he wanted to do. He allowed the other 2 to fight. When the situation was right, he stepped out of his cover. All he had to do was slaughter the final man.
Exactly. And in this kind of a situation, the moment you get out of those containers, you don't know where your enemies will be. So you have to make sure that both your areas are secure, both your entrances are secure, so you will be able to isolate those gunfights. And that's exactly what happened. Look at how they locked Nancy into a corner. He was basically unable to do anything. He was separated from his teammates. They basically divide and conquer. They stayed hidden inside the container for as long as possible, and when the moment is right, Vasio Gaming will dissect the playing field in half, divide the players away from each other to make sure that there's absolutely no trading potential between his enemies. And that's when they come together as a wolf pack and hunt everyone down. Vasio proving why he's such an experienced IGL.
Absolutely. Now, the most important point is having Nairi in the final moments of that game. That's that ice iron blue wall which heals you. They understood in the close range fights, no matter how many times we get tagged, just deploy those blue walls in 2-3 places so that when you run back to take cover, you're also getting healed simultaneously and gives you an edge over the fight against your opponents. But Vasio Esports, oh my goodness, I really thought they were done when they got trapped inside that containers and the blue zone was, and the zone itself was crunching against them, you know. But ultimately, it's the brain which came into play.
It's the brain and the brawn. I mean, that was quite a chaotic fight, Arka. Not gonna lie, even if you manage to stay alive by hiding inside the container, once you eventually get out, you have to connect your shots. And that's when the supreme aim from all the members of Vasio Esports comes into play. Plus, the fact that they use these glue walls to make sure that their enemies can't play together, basically turning a 3v3v2 into a 3 against everybody else as solos. It became a very easy fight because the other players simply were not able to help each other out, and Vasio Esports was all huddled up. That's the power of teamwork, and that's how you use glue walls to creatively make separate 1v1 fights and force these duels where the enemies have a disadvantage.
The game-changing moment was also when PBS concentrated completely on the side of Jordan. They never bothered about Vasio at given point of time. They thought that, okay, this itself could be Vasio's team, and that is how they started to take the eastern route of the circle, try to get in closer to see how many they can knock. Once they took down Jonty, then they realized that, you know what, I think this is not done. I think there's another team, and before they could think that, Vasio came in and finished things off, and the eliminations went in their favor. But coming back, this is how the cookie crumbled, ladies and gentlemen, as PBS from the beginning did not have such a great time, but the team which was actually showing glimpses of superb gameplay was Vasio from the get-go.
Yeah, Vasio were really good from the get-go. I mean, they were trying to deal with Jonty Gaming on their backlines as well, but the fact that they managed to hold Jonty Gaming off and basically make sure that they were not in danger from them shows you how well they can isolate these fights. I mean, they were up on top of that hangar, man. 3-4 teams were shooting at them, and they still managed to survive. That shows you how well they know how to draw aggro and keep these teams focused away from them. PBS diving into the chrono shields in between the glue walls. They did a really good job, but unfortunately they made the job easier for Vasio Esports as well, and that was the highlights of the first game. The first game alone was just super good, and if Bermuda, the oldest map of this game, is this entertaining, I can't even believe what we have in store for us when we go around to Purgatory and Alpine.
And I couldn't have said that better, but you know, there was a moment where I saw PBS went in for a melee finish, thinking that, you know what, I think we have eliminated everybody over here. And then all of a sudden they realized, hey, wait a minute, this was supposed to end right here. But by then Nancy was so busy with the team in front of him, he forgot to give the backup to his teammates. And obviously, right, we saw some passive agents being used. PBS himself was actually using Casey, so he was busy trying to, you know, heal everybody around him, and there was no way he was thinking about taking those frontal battles. The more we break down this fight, the more we can get into the details, because obviously the devil lies in the details.
Yeah, the devil lies in the details, but right now, the devil incarnate is Vasio himself. You see the way he posed after that victory? He just went like, oh, crazy. I mean, obviously, I can't pull it off the way Vasio can. I do not have that swag, but that boy is stylish, and it's insane how well he plays. And he's been playing Free Fire for such a long time. It's insane how he's able to not just keep up with the meta, but also lead the youngsters to victory.
Exactly, and that's the most impressive part about him. You correctly pointed out, he's been from such a long time, and he knows the quirks of this game. He's able to understand that this is when we need to strike. You know, it's been proving to us time and again that no matter which team he forms, no matter what tournaments he plays, he's always going to be one of the strongest challengers you'll have to face in a lobby. Now, again, coming back to his swag and all those things, it seems like he was ready for it. He was like, you know what, this Booyah is ours. I know what's going to happen outside, so let me start posing. You guys carry on and do the deed. and that is what his teammates were doing, and he was all ready and prepped for the camera to do to show his skills.
Yeah. So now that we know that Vasio's team got the Booyah, let's take a look at everybody else. The first person we take a look at will be the MVP. And in this game, it's Anshu. 6 eliminations with only 921 damage, Arka. This is quite rare because before this, we've seen players with this many eliminations having 3000, 2000 damage. The
Yep.
fact that he has such less damage means that he is able to not only finish off his fights really quickly, get knocks and convert them into finishes, but also not get traded out. He doesn't give his enemies a chance to revive their player or even recall them. And that's how he's able to get these many eliminations with just a tiny bit of damage.
12-12 it is. 12 eliminations in the ratio of placement points of 12 because of that Booyah. And Vasio Esports are going to be on the top with 24 points. And after that comes PVS. PVS and Jonty, even though they had same amount of eliminations. And this is for the first time ever I'm seeing the overall the game standings. Nobody's walking away empty-handed. Because Shadow Shooters, even they've got 1 point for themselves. Yes, Black Flag Army, they've left out with just a few here and there, but the rest of the teams, everybody were able to pick up some eliminations at least.
Yeah, except for Black Flag Army, these guys lost their teammates very early on, and then they tried recalling them as well. But Jonty Gaming just did not let them go. Jonty Gaming just hunted them all across the observatory and graveyard area. So those were some of the first victims of this lobby. But that being said, Arka, I do want to point out one very surprising fight with, I believe it was Desi RNX, who were able to destroy Team Elite on the way inside the zone. They both were racing each other against the zone border. And as Team Elite tries to converge upon them, Desi RNX are just able to pump their guts with the shotguns and win the fight super quickly. I didn't expect that.
I mean, it's from the beginning of this day, we have been speaking about how youngsters can be a little bit of a problematic equation for all these senior players, and it seems like it's coming into play as well. Team Elite, I guess they were a little bit overconfident. They can convert those 1v2s and 1v3s, and that's why they were playing in a very wide split when it comes to those fights, and immediately got taken on one after another. But this time around, we all know Team Elite is well known for their quick learning. The next game itself, we can see them bounce back, either those fights or either those conversion rate of knocks to eliminations. All of this goes right for them. So hopefully we'll be able to see Team Elite come back in the next game itself.
Yeah, even I hope that Team Elite can come back in the next game itself, because I believe they can be one of the teams that can give TSG Army a run for their money. And now that TSG Army, the teams who were the best ones yesterday, now that they are no longer playing in this group, I think everybody else needs to capitalize on the advantage of this fact. They know that the tabletoppers are no longer present. The lobby just becomes a lot safer automatically. And this is going to be the last day for Group B to get as many points as possible. At least the Group C teams will still get a chance to play tomorrow, so they don't have to take that much pressure yet. But for Group B teams, they have only 5 more games remaining, and in those 5 games they need to ensure that they are not in the bottom 6.
Now that's going to be a very crucial point for them, because by tomorrow the pressure is going to start mounting. Forget about tomorrow. By the end of today, everybody will understand how many points they'll have to fight for in the final day itself. And since this is the first ever championship which is put in front of them in the name of Free Fire Max, they need to be there in the grand finals for 2 good reasons. One is going to be the point rush, and the other one is going to be that 80-point buffer which has been set up over here. Everybody wants to experience how it feels to undergo that pressure, to undergo to attain that Booyah even after doing so much in a lobby.
Yeah, I mean, you will have to do quite a lot, right? At least for now, these teams can get away with just earning points. In the grand finals, they will have to earn points, get to Champion Rush, and then win another Booyah on top of that, which means some of their playstyles might change. Right now, Vasio Esports are just able to frag their way to victory, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to continue this in the grand finals. Of course, we'll speak about the grand finals when we get to that. For now, we have bigger things cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading into the next map any second now. So buckle up your seatbelts. The plane is about to take off.
Oh yes, you were speaking about the plane taking off. It seems like it already has over the map of Purgatory. And look at how the flight path is kind of favoring the northern favored teams, the northern part of the map, because Ski Lodge to Marble Works is what the flight path is looking like. And I don't think so few teams are going to have issues jumping towards the lumber mill region, the fire brigade, and the Celtron region as well, because they can glide their way.
Glide their way towards safety. Vasio Esports might just get drop clashed against. These guys are heading into Brasilia. You also have SS heading towards them in Brasilia. So both these teams clashing against each other in the center of the map. This could be quite interesting. And if that's not enough, Boss Army is also towards their right-hand side, very close to campsite. The fields are currently occupied by Desi RNX. These two guys are safe, but Crossroads, this could also be yet another dangerous battle. You have Desi Army going up against PVS over here. I don't see any other drop clashes for the time being, but will PVS be able to finish off this fight? Since they are in Crossroads, I do believe that nobody from them will be third party, but PVS Gaming, he himself is getting rushed. The double vector, it's not enough, not against two whole people from Desi Army. As they draw first blood, Warrior gets the first elimination of the game. Desi Army, having secured the first blood, need to find the other three players of this team as well before they get a chance to respawn their fallen comrade. UAV deployed, so their positions will be revealed. PBS gathering up on top of the hill. Desi Army need to find a way to intercept them. Amit Bhai, does he realize that there's players behind him? No, he doesn't, but Romeo does. Romeo provides him cover fire from all the way back there, and Yogi is out. TVS Gaming falling like flies. They don't even have enough coins to bring their fallen teammate back. Eco and Nancy will have to find a way to escape from this spot. Oop, looks like Eco just about got enough credits, enough points to recall their teammates. So he's going to head towards the tower. He's gonna head towards the vending machine, and Yogi has been brought back. Romeo, using the Wukong ability to cross the open field, will be able to set up a flank angle onto PBS, but this is still a 2v3 fight. Can he get the long range knocks? The M60 not exactly the best weapon for that, but he's brought enough distraction to let Warrior close in the distance. Now Warrior will have to find a way to get the advantage. He is kind of away from his team, so he needs to make sure that he doesn't peek from an angle where he cannot be traded from. He spotted Eco. Where are the others? UAV has been deployed, so yeah, Warrior's position has been revealed, and his teammates now know that Amit Bhai was far away, so Amit Bhai will be taken down at the distance, and Eco responds once again. Even Romeo's been brought down on his knees. Oh my lord! PVS Gaming are actually fighting back. It's back down to 2v3 now. Nancy tries to go for the blue fire, but that shotgun doesn't connect. He just keeps it alive by deploying a triple blue wall. And as he returns, Warrior will be brought down. Nancy survives by the skin of his teeth. And we are back at a 2v2. I'm sorry, it's a 3v3. PVS Gaming are chasing down Smarty. Nancy brings PVS back, but the moment I say that, Romeo goes down again. These trades just do not seem to end at all, Arka.
I mean, it's inside the blue zone, right? Everybody knows it's crazy amount of loot which is present over here, and for which they'll have to evade the opponents so that they can have a huge feast before entering inside of the circle. As on the other side, Team Elite, they're trying to make things interesting over here. And look at how PVS are pushing DR away from this location. Not only pushing them away, but also trying to push them into some other team's territory so that they can get sandwiched, and some of these eliminations and can also go in their favor.
PVS Gaming, all 4 players back up, 4 eliminations secured as well, but they are able to also get the squad wipe. They do not let Desi Army escape. So now PBS Gaming have the entire northwestern corridor in their control. More coins secured, so they can have plenty of credits available for the next few zones as well in case they lose their players. But elsewhere, you've got Assassin Army. They did not really have that great of a game last time. And this time as well, they have lost Dafiq. Can they bring him back? I'm sure they'll be able to get all the coins they require to bring back their fallen comrade. But close to them is Jaunty Gaming. Or rather, one player from Jaunty Gaming.
All of a sudden, there's some calmness in this lobby. And it's the calm before the storm, that's for sure. If these big bulls are not locking horns, that means they're preparing themselves. Speak about preparation, Mr. J. He knows the location of Assassin Honey. And he's been a little more careful because he knows it's a shotgun on the other side. And he's going to pay a very, very hefty price for getting close to Honey. Immediately puts him down and gets the conversion as well. Old Monk also gets tagged off. And this is how Honey rushes in. Assassin Army are looking unstoppable as of now. Old Monk has also got a shotgun. Let me remind you that. Yeah. The new meta, and who's going to be placing that shot?
Wow.
Honey again registers another one. Old Monk down on his knees, and Team Elite seems like they're limping in this lobby as well.
Yeah, Team Elite surprisingly taking way too much damage than I thought they would. I thought they would be able to eat this lobby alive, but right now they are the ones being chewed up and spit out. Elite down to their last player. They will have to find a way to survive, but elsewhere in the open, you've got Black Flag Army going up against PVS. PVS just eliminated Desi Army, and now they've got their next targets already. But Black Flag Army, they're quite separated from each other. They try to go up the stairs. That's a costly mistake. Yoki still survives by the skin of his teeth. Eco trying to break the glue wall, hoping to barge upstairs. Glue wall mentors will be deployed, but they also need to keep in mind that there's a freezing field over there. And nobody inside the house is currently present there anymore. All the BFA members have jumped out of the barn, and they have hopped into that one compound. Oh my lord, Ash. He finds the last member of Team Elite as well, and that is going to be one of the strongest teams going out.
Team Elite, we were speaking about it. The weakness seems like the split they're having. There was a point when Honey had to take down one player at a time. If you give so much breathing space for assaulters like Honey, they're just going to make you pay. And hopefully Team Elite can learn the lesson, because it's been 2 games already. They're making the same kind of mistake. Whereas on the other side, PVS, they understand that now BFA have been trapped. They need to come up with one kind of strategy where they can trap these 4 players, and look at what they do. Cleverly see the moment, seize the moment, take a launcher, and immediately get away from that position.
Yeah, they dip out. Black Flag Army manages to get away from PBS. Still within shooting distance, but at least they will not be in that awkward stare down where both the teams are just staring at each other from those 2 compounds. Quite a lot of distance now put between them, so we are back to taking pot shots at each other.
I think it's just poking each other and burning their resources rather than carrying few to the final moments of the game.
Yeah.
Because we have been seeing this, right? You don't need to taunt anybody. You just have to make sure that you keep them at bay. And this is just the second circle. Let me remind you that also. It is still 10 teams available, but there's a lot of space. And this is what I was speaking about. Having the right kind of characters. PVS yet again going in for the heal character, whereas on the other side we're able to see that Shadow Shooters and Assassin Army again get into another fight. As Shibu, the last man standing, he has to be careful. There's a big rush coming in towards him, shows his backlines, but still somehow escapes thanks to the ability of staying places so quickly, and immediately gets a revival as well. Oh my goodness, what a gameplay coming in from his side, but eventually he's going to be tagged off. It's a 1v1 situation.
Huzai and AJOP, they're both separated by one single glue wall, but in that process, Huzai is able to get Prince back up on his feet. Now it's a 2v1 all of a sudden, and he's finishing off Shibu. 2v1. He gets up on top of the glue wall by climbing on his teammate's head. Oh my god! the elevation squad, and they find the angle. Assassin Army have eliminated Shadow Shooter from this game. I love the creativity. I love how he climbed up over his teammate's head, just got that vertical boost and got the angle necessary to get the full team squad wipe. Amazing stuff from Assassin Army. This creativity is exactly why they were able to get 2 Booyahs yesterday.
Absolutely agreed. Hopefully, we'll be able to see another fight brewing up over here. Batch 99 versus Black Army. Batch 99, it's a 3v4 fight which we're able to see over here. The tap dance has begun as Ginotra is trying to do his best. Amin gets taken down. A little bit of a pressure situation, but immediately there's Abhay from a distance giving the right kind of backup. One player down. Confirmation has also come in, and look at what happens inside the building. There's another player who gets taken down, and now BB99. Be careful. It's a 3v2 situation. Now convert that into a 3v3 as well.
Boss Army currently all huddled up in here. Have B99 across them. Rebels will be deployed, but it won't really grant them a very decisive advantage. Even the play zone can be tanked for now. It just tickles them. And they're looking for a safe way to get out of this spot, but I don't think they'll find anything anytime soon. Cassie, bonds activated. They're hoping to go the long way around, and this should keep them afloat. Shanku also. Abilities required to get as much healing as possible. They find the angle onto Badge 99, but Ginotra is trying to step outside of the house, hoping to get yet another advantage. The vehicle will be blown up. And this fight, as much as I hate to say it, Arka, is coming to a standstill yet again.
Either of them will have to take a step over here, because it's all happening outside the circle. And it's candle burning on both the sides. You'll have to come up to one decision. Either fall back, use a mini launchers in one way or the other, try to make it inside the circle. And that's what Batch 99 has done. They immediately try to make it inside of the circle. And look at what happens. They're going to be followed. Obviously, Boss Army will try to make it inside of the circle. Because of that delayed fight which we're referring to, we can expect some gatekeeping scenario from either of the teams inside the circle.
Yeah, they already lost Abhay in the process. One of Vasio's teammates was able to pluck him off mid-air. Now Badge 99, he's just trying to get on the zone edge. He's trying to climb downstairs, but here comes Boss Army in a massive monster truck rolling across the tundra, rolling across the slope as they get inside, but Boss Army will be plucked off. He succumbs to the zone. Ginotra pushes his own teammate into the zone, but that will end up eliminating him, and it's just him now. Ginotra has to stay alive for as long as possible, but he's got players of Assassin Army behind him and in front of him. At the same time, even Boss Army, they will be in quite a lot of hot water. And then across the water, you've got Vasio Esports and PBS Gaming going up against each other with Desi RNX on the horizon. PBS trying to shoot uphill. BFA, okay, never mind, he just missed that SPG, but he can't get his teammate to back up to safety. 2 of these are burning him down, and they tank the damage to get PBS Gaming himself back upon his feet.
This is turning out to be one hell of a fight. BFA, now they'll have to make it inside the circle, and Vasio are just gonna stay quiet. They're not gonna come out in the open, yet again playing mind games. One side, it's going to be DR who are trying to use the ability of a Riptide and remove the glue walls. Whereas on the other side, it's the side of PBS also. They also want a piece of the spy. Everyone want to pick up as many eliminations as possible. Avara, even though it gets knocked out, it's going to be DR who are going to steal away that elimination. And this is going to frustrate the side of PBS as well. Oh my goodness. Amongst them all, look at how BZs are at the epicenter of this fight. And Jonty, they're going to be joining them, and there's another fight brewing up.
Yeah, Black Flag Army trying to make their way down the hill, but they will not be able to. The melee launcher has been used, but Sallu won't be able to take it. The Sallu will bleed out. Here we have PBS again. They will be forced to leave the compound anytime soon, but they're trying to stay inside for as long as they can. They see RNX. They know that they don't have the zone advantage, so they're just going to shoot their way inside with PBS on their backs. They need to race inside. Black Flag Army fallen on the other side, and PBS now trying to be spoiled food from across the river. This is a cross-continent battle, but they get invaded. PBS Gaming not paying attention, caught with their pants down, will fall, and it's all up to Hiko. He's using the glue wall to keep himself alive, but the Belter will not be able to get him exposed. He tries to find the angle. One player spotted. He tries to take a pot shot with the shotgun, jumps across, and he's out of there. Unfortunately, PBS also will fall, and it's just down to 17 now. They see RNX up at 5 eliminations. They should be able to control this entire river port by themselves, but they want to get a couple of pot shots as well. Baz99 will go out, courtesy of Vasio Esports, but take a look at this little fishy. He's trying to go across. He's trying to get the advantage. Meanwhile, Jaunty Gaming underneath this house have fully reset Arca.
Look at what Vasios are doing. Predator is still alive, now wants to make it inside the circle. There are some sneaky snakes who are trying to make it to the epicenter, whereas DR on the other side, the way they have an opportunity to now backstab the side of BCs. Oh, and there's an elimination which is going to be stolen away. Make it 2 right now, as Ronnie Negi is going to be using that sniper, trying to do his best, and from a distance, Assassin Prince, the star of yesterday's game, is now trying to chime in as well. He knows the importance of trying to stay alive and pick up as many eliminations as possible. Just 3 so far, but 11 for his team. Jaunty Gaming, they've got 2.
And everybody else has 1.
Oh yes,
It's a
everybody
2v1,
else has one.
v1v1. 3-way solo battle. Prince has already shown us some amazing clutches yesterday. Can he do it once again? He's looking for the opportunity. Hemu and Ash take plenty of damage. It's Negi who's trying to harass them inside the house, and Hacker on top. He's just trying to wait for his turn to strike. But Hacker, while he's trying to pay attention to all the players who are underneath him, has to be very, very careful of Prince across the river. Hacker, glue walls broken down, and even Hemu is getting shot at right now. Hemu finds the shot onto Negi. That's gonna be one team going down again. Prince has both the angles, connects the first shot onto Ash, just about tickles him, and Hacker is waiting for his turn. Black Flag Army, they're trying to stay hidden for as long as possible, but eventually Prince will have to leave this area. And while I say that, Jaunty Gaming are just trying to make sure that nobody can enter this house.
Oh, this is the most important point of the game. Hacker, can he register 1 or 2 knocks even before getting taken down? All he has to use that Tor gun and then try to get down and pick 1 player at a time. Whereas on the other side, Hemu as well as Ash, they need to wait it out. They need to be clever over here. They would want to push the player atop towards Prince, or else have this divided attention. Yes, Hemu is going to take care of Prince, and Ash can take care of the other player. Now, they've got an opportunity like that as well. Glue wall melter just before the circle is going to be closing in. 15 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. And now is the moment where we'll be able to see which among them are going to use their brain, which among them are going to use their guns to pick one of the legendary Booyahs in day number 2.
Hacker has one priority that he needs to take care of, and that's going to be Prince. Prince is the only one who has the advantage and the height over him. But Prince, will he have to leave the zone first, or will Ash have to relinquish his position? He's going to try to go for a heal battle. That's extremely brave. Prince also doing the same. On the edge of this watchtower, he will have to jump out eventually. Hacker jumps in first. He's going to be the first one to pick up the fight. Dives inside the Chrono Shield, and he is out of here. Hemu will be able to secure the knock onto him, and now Prince in a 1v2 sees both the players. The M82 great armor piercing has dealt quite a lot of damage onto Ash, and he's just trying to make sure that the nades don't get him, but Hemu will jump across with the shotgun and pump his guts full of lead. Jaunty Gaming win the Booyah.
I
And
just
look at
love
him.
this celebration. I just love this celebration. It seems like he also knew as soon as the final circle was forming in, he knew that this was the moment. This was our game, and he's riding to happiness right now. The dancers are not going to stop. I think he's all warm and cozy, and now the happiness in his heart is just going to make things much more happier for him. And the rest on the other side, this is how the game crumbled. Hemu just loved the position. He knew he always has to stay inside. Again, we have to speak about the ability which has been used over here, Casey's electrotherapy. And that gives so much of an advantage. Hemu pushing in with completely healed. He saw Prince's location. 1 click is all it needed to put down Prince. Whereas very rarely have I seen Prince lose some shots. You know, and somewhere he had an opportunity to take down Hemu, but still misses it out by one.
Yeah, but that was quite a good game from Prince, given the situation that he was trapped in. I would say that securing second place for his team is still very impressive. Poor Black Flag Army, they could have secured the second place, but they were forced to relinquish that roof very early on. And the zone hurts a lot, so you can't exactly go for a heal battle. The moment his foot touched the ground, he deployed the Chrono Shield, hoping that he would be able to isolate those fights. But Jaunty Gaming, they were able to pounce upon him as a unit. And I love the way Jaunty celebrates. First of all, can we acknowledge how cute he looks in that cozy that pink blanket over there? He's just sitting so nicely on the bed, and the way he dances, it's so cute, like so animated too. It almost felt like that was the default animation of one of the characters in the game as they celebrate their win. I think he was probably trying to cosplay one of those characters' moves, trying to copy the moves of one of them. So, yeah, just such an animated celebration. I mean, we were appreciating how Vasio was posing and flexing, but Jaunty did one even better. He went for a whole dance routine.
He was well prepared. As I said, I think he had a clue that they're going to snatch away that Booyah. And that's how he was like, you know what? Let me think of the right kind of emote. These two have already got everything under control. But this was the moment where we saw the Fee showing some brilliance, Honey showing some brilliance as well. When these two assaulters are together, it's going to be hard for anybody to come closer to them. But Assassin Army, a well-tried assault coming in. And the moment where we all were impressed with, trying to give a booster to his teammate, and Hussein goes in. Zai, to be frank, all he had to do was just distract as Prince shot him through the glue wall.
Just shot him through the glue wall, instantly decapitating him. Take a look at that, Honey. These guys are trying to go for some anti-air artillery over there. Insane stuff as they pick him off mid-air. And look at this one as well. Oh, Black Flag Army, now you know why Hacker was the only one surviving over there. They tried to take the launcher, but they were shot mid-air, plucked off from the sky. And take a look at Prince. He's also stealing quite a lot of finishes away from his opponents. Nice stuff. I think he did the best possible thing in that situation. Given the resources he had and given the situation he was trapped in, Prince really played that to perfection.
Ronnie Negi as well, when she came near the window, he knew that he can pick up. But before we speak further about it, the most valuable player of Game 2, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Jaunty Gaming, Hemu, who did everything perfectly over there. 5 eliminations, 2 assists, 1,849 damage in total. It seems like today, everybody are as clinical as they could be.
They are indeed clinical, indeed trying to finish off these fights as quickly as they can. But still, Jaunty Gaming in that last situation, I do believe they could have acquired a lot more finishes, but they were being stolen away. Daisy RNX was just trying to pepper them, trying to always contest their side of the river port. Meanwhile, across the river as well, you had Vasio Esports and Assassin Army trying to take pot shots at you, plus Black Flag on top of the hills. I mean, this was kind of a scuff situation, Arka, not gonna lie. Whenever the circle goes towards these ports, it just becomes so difficult. Plus, on top of that, you had a bunch of fishes trying to sneak up on you. Even PVS Gaming did the same thing, you know? I mean, they were looking outside the window and all of a sudden they see RNX just invade their house. They did not have any idea. So even though Jaunty Gaming are able to get the Booyah and Hemu gets 5 finishes, he's the MVP, everybody else could have had a lot more. 3 eliminations for Jaunty, 1 for Ash and 1 for Level Up. In total, they will be up at 10 finishes, plus the 12 points acquired from the Booyah puts them at 22.
You know, I'm just wondering what are the other eliminations, who took away the most eliminations. Oh my goodness, it was Assassin Army, 11 eliminations, and yet again we see nobody walking away empty-handed, as Desi Army have registered 2 eliminations before they went off. Team Elite, again a bit of a shocker. Shadow Shooter, Boss Army, PVS Gaming, all these teams who show us some glimpse of brilliance here and there end up doing small mistakes which they are not able to recover from, because in a lobby like this, I don't think so there is space for any kind of small errors.
Yeah, the moment you make an error, you will be punished. This is one of those lobbies where you cannot afford to miss a single beat. If you do so, you will be punished. Daisy RNX surprisingly managed to get quite a lot of points, more than I expected. So they were playing Skyesports from across the river, like I pointed out. But Jaunty Gaming, they are currently at the top with Booyah on this map. 38 points in total. Vasu Gaming following closely behind, snapping at their heels. Assassin Army, 17 eliminations? That is absolutely nuts. They might not be close to Team Vasu in terms of points, but given their performance yesterday and the form that they are in today, I think they are having a very good run so far. Even DCR and X, they might not be able to make it towards the late game stages. They might be one of the first teams to go out, but boy, they go down swinging.
Elimination leaders. Now, I thought that I might see some changes, but TSG, the kind of hard work they showed yesterday, they're still going to reap benefits out of it. The top 3 players are going to remain as the TSG team. One is going to be Siddharth with the sniper, Legend 21 with the shotgun, and Krish was always right behind them with the M50. M590. But whereas on the other side, we have seen that Prince is slowly catching up, and Jaunty Gaming, one of the players of Jaunty Gaming, is also coming in closer. That means the top spot, the Predator spot, is still for undertaking.
Yeah, the Predator spot is still up for grabs, and there's plenty of matches today with which these players can prove themselves. And then again, you're going to be having the groups A and C also playing tomorrow. So the Predator award is still quite far away, but so far there have been at least like 2-3 players who are very much in the contention for it. Meanwhile, we are going to be having a call with Jaunty Gaming to see how he feels after this win. So let's take a look at Jaunty Gaming, and our friends over on the Hindi desk will be speaking to him.
पहले जॉन्टी भाई से मैं पूछना चाहूंगा कि जॉन्टी भाई कैसे हो आप, और आपका जो सेलिब्रेशन था वो तो सबने देखा कि भाई ऐसा सेलिब्रेशन ही होना चाहिए।
अबे वो दिख रहा था।
तो अभी जॉन्टी भाई की आवाज हम लोग सुन नहीं पा रहे ड्यू टू सम टेक्निकल रीजंस।
हेलो हेलो हेलो, मेरा आवाज आ रहा है?
माइक ऑन करना ही भूल गए जॉन्टी भाई।
नहीं, ऑन है, ऑन है।
हाँ हाँ, फाइनली यहाँ पे जॉन्टी भाई की आवाज आ रही है। तो यहाँ पे जॉन्टी
अभी मेरा वो दिख रहा था क्या लाइव पे?
आज भी कंसिस्टेंसी का राज बता दे यहाँ पे।
मेरा कंसिस्टेंसी का राज कुछ नहीं है, मैं सिर्फ मजे लेके खेल रहा था। ठीक है, मैंने अपने बंदों को यही बोला था, देखो पता है हम क्वालिफाई हो जाएंगे, हमें पता है हम इतना अच्छा खेलते हैं, सिर्फ मजे से खेलो। और मैंने तो उनको बोला था आज 2 गेम में अपन 30-40 पॉइंट पहले निकाल लेंगे।
I think जॉन्टी भाई
एक बात की दिक्कत है, 3 किल की चाहिए।
so happy right now। और जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं जॉन्टी भाई वहाँ पे मैं जो चीज समझ पाया है भी जहाँ पे उन्होंने ये बात कही कि
I don't know.
A happy lad to be frank.
Yeah, right? I mean, we just saw that the Hindi boys also said the same thing. They don't know if they could hear him. They don't know if there was a technical issue on Jaunty's end or what happened. But to be honest, I don't think we needed to hear what he had to say. We all know what he felt. Like, his celebration was so amazing. It was so cool. Plus, the way he just smiles really tells you how he actually feels.
Exactly, and he was shocked that, you know, they actually caught me dancing on stream. Oh my goodness, this could be the most embarrassing moment, but he was actually looking good, and that is what I was trying to say. He was, as you said, he was looking cute, and every single thing. It's just that the enjoyment comes from the heart, and everything will look clean. And there was a point which he said over there. I've told my teammates not to take things seriously, enjoy the game, because we know we are good at this game. So let's just enjoy it. And the second important point is that I've told them the first 2-3 games we're going to aim for the 40-pointer, and then after that we are just going to enjoy. Now this kind of mindset shows that this team is ready for any kind of challenge.
Exactly, and when you know that you are one of the best teams in the lobby, you don't need to start playing seriously until the grand finals. So for now, you can very clearly see Jaunty is having fun. I think a little too much fun, perhaps. Although I do have one thing to, say. I have a bone to pick with him. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He pretends that, oh, was my celebration visible on stream? Huh? I did not know that. Bro, he knew that. He very clearly knew that, okay? That's not the kind of celebration a person would do alone in his room, tucked under a pink blanket. No. He did it for the camera. He did it for the viewers. He knew exactly what he was doing.
At least for the sake of it, I'm going to argue otherwise. Because, because he was dancing, he stopped. He looked at himself in the window on the side, and then he was like, hey, wait, I'm looking good. And then he continued to dance. So I don't think so. But yes, everybody were informed to keep the cams on after the game. So probably had a vague idea, because if Vasio was posing, at 100% he knew that today everything was going live.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, both Jonty and Vasio, they both have a Booyah each. But between the two of them, I would say Jonty's celebration was a lot more iconic. I know I'm kind of getting distracted by the celebrations more than the actual game and the Booyah itself, but come on, man. We don't get to see something like that every day. Anyway, we will be going into the third game as well very, very soon. But before we head into the map of Alpine, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side of this.
Yeah, like it's set in stone. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, it is time to bring the heat. Yeah. We compete, got a mutual enemy. And if it's up to me, I'm choosing you.
Welcome back to Free Fire Max Skyesports Pro League, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me for the next two games will be Star Tanya. How are you feeling, Tanya? What do you feel about the two games that we've seen so far?
Well, I did see two Booyahs, one coming from Vasio Esports, how hiding into the container ended up getting themselves a Booyah. Talking about Jonty Gaming, for a minute or a second, I thought Prince will go ahead, get those shots connected, and will also grab a Booyah. But this time, that was not the case of scenario. But I want something to add up to this. Jonty Gaming doing some celebration dance, Vasio doing some flexing on the camera, but these two teams are doing the same when the giant in the room is missing, which is definitely Team TSG. Otherwise, yesterday they were nowhere close to this sort of celebrations.
Yeah, nobody was close to this kind of celebration yesterday when TSG was kind of dominating the entire lobby, which is why everyone sort of gets free reign today. They get a lot more breathing room. When the titans of the lobby are missing, you get a chance to pad your own stats up. But Tanya, I do believe that there was supposed to be a titan in this lobby, and that's Team Elite. That titan has not woken up from his slumber yet.
And Purgatory, their own home ground, yet they are nowhere to be spotted. That's some sort of a shocker here. They are still landing on their safe drop points wherever they are comfortable with. But Crips, they are trying to still reassemble, or maybe just trying to resettle would be the right word here. And we might see Team Elite 2.0 henceforth in the middle segment. But I would also want to talk about Team PVS, nowhere to be spotted. Bin Z Gaming, they had an amazing day yesterday, and these are like final few maps left for Group A. If they don't do it right now in the remaining maps, they don't have any more opportunities.
Exactly. The time is running out for all the teams of Group A, and they have barely any more opportunities left. One of those opportunities is going to be coming up on your screens right now. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to hop into the favorite game, my favorite map, Kalahari.
Well, it is.
Oh, no.
Fine. Yes, it.
My bad. I got a little too excited.
Yes, we all are excited about map of Kalahari, but ladies and gentlemen, this map of Alpine and even more distributing players very nicely. No crash landing anticipated, but look at Assassin Army heading towards Blue Circle, and so is Boss Army, Forest Trade. And if we also have a look at Base Camp, we have Black Flag Army there. Where is Jonty Gaming heading towards? Is it Shadow Shooter? Are they going to have a crash landing? Yes, looks like so. Millings are always highly populated and immediately having some early fights. Talking about early fights, PVS versus Badge 99 already initiated.
Yeah, PBS Gaming. These guys are in quite a lot of hot water. Having lost Nancy already, even Yogi's down on his knees. You can see Eco trying to go up and trying to pick up his fallen comrade, and he will be successful in doing so, at least for the time being. But Badge 99 had quite a lot of eliminations in the previous game. If they can continue on to their finishing streak like this, PBS will be in quite a lot of trouble. Badge 99 once again trying to create some short shots, but you have Reti trying to go across the other side. Do you think he'll be able to successfully create a flank angle? I don't think he's got the line of sight onto B99 just yet, but they can probably use this lull in the action to get some loot for themselves. Meanwhile, we already have our first victims, Tanya. Within a minute of the game, we have Desi RNX already eliminated. Squad fight with just seconds.
This is the fastest elimination spotted right now, and PVS also trying to go, and this is a risky move, to be honest. They do not have to fight immediately. They can always go back foot, losing players early on, going for the revive. Again, they'll have to buy themselves some time to get the loot, but upper ground advantage already in the hands of Badge 99. Window Pixel was also spotted, but this is going to be the fight of compounds now. Both of them have got good hard cover. Throwable should be initiated. Nancy is revived, and Eco with max 7 shots will be immediately traded off by the opponents here. Last Yogi again tries to shut down Badge 99's player. Genotra, the last man standing. He should run away from this scenario, or they might also be eliminated just like Desi RNX is. PVS Eco will be revived, and here we go. PVS with 4 eliminations and 4-man standing tall.
Yep, they also use the binoculars just to make sure that there's nobody else around them. Here comes Ginotra. Nancy trying to take... Oh no! That was gonna be a nice shot, but okay. From the finish feed, we can realize that Nancy did get the shot onto Ginotra. So B99 lose one more of their players. Although the timing of that cut was so comical. That being said though, B99... these guys were down to their last members. They just managed to respawn one of their players again, so they are 2-man strong now. At this point, I would love to see if they get pursued once again, or will they get away from this fight?
circle is already created, and over here, Team Basi, after 3 eliminations, are initiating the fight, and they are going into the opponent zone, up, jumping in open, got one down. Manish will be spotted, and that was a pretty clean aggression coming in from Black Flag Army. Did they decimate entire team? No, they do. We still do have Vasio Esports because Badge 99's Amin just now shut down Predator there, so revival will still be in no time. Actually, as soon as we blink, the knockdown player or eliminated player is already in the lobby, so it's very early on to say. And as soon as I say that, Amin will bring back Shivam to his support, and now we have 41 players in the lobby. There's only one team that is eliminated. It is DX Desi RNX, and here we go. Black Flag Army feeling very safe, going for the token collection. This will be very well needed in terms of reviving your own teammates. UAV right above their head to get all the information as and when needed. Team Elite is also around the corner.
Yeah, I do expect them to clash against Team Elite sometime soon. And that's going to be quite interesting because Team Elite have been one of my favorites team for a very long time. But in the last 2 games, they did not really have a nice time. They did not get as many points as I expected them to. So yeah, expectations being subverted. Quite a lot of undergods rising to the top. Meanwhile, Desi Army, they don't know it yet, but they are very close to P99. And now they will obviously know. Amin surprises Warrior out of nowhere. Gets a free pick. Amit Bhai and Romeo left wondering where did the shot come from because Shivam has already repositioned himself. He just flew across.
And that's the perfect move that he could have taken, losing himself with no good elimination points or something. So it was a good strategy. Now it's all about pause, and this pause is just before the chaos. I believe the final circle is going to be as chaotic as it was yesterday. Again, Black Flag Army versus Vasio Esports continues because they did go ahead, jump into their vicinity straight down. Chrono will give cover for a while to Anshu, but not for so long. Manish is way too far away to give any support fire with this sort of weaponry. Black Flag Army once again gets 1 elimination points from eliminating a player from Vasio Esports, and they're also on number 1 elimination board. Well, we have the 3 teams. I've got 5 elimination points. Badge 99, Black Flag Army, and so does PVS Gaming. Now, PVS Gaming was not nowhere spotted in top 3 or top 5 probably. Finally, they are also buckling up somewhere around the corner because they have to realize they've got very less times near to the docks. They are just crossing through. They do not want to engage any fight in the hunt of hard compound.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for these hard compounds, and I hope that Black Flag Army are able to find it. One of their players is already just a tad bit ahead of the rest of his teammates, and he secured that room for his team so they can safely follow suit. Meanwhile, take a look at Bin Zed. They've got Boss Army surrounded, and this is not the kind of sandwich that you would want to be in. As Arka likes to say, they are the patty, and this is not the kind of sandwich that will... how do I put this gently? It's not gonna make you have a very nice appetite. Either way, Bin Zed are not actually full sending it onto their nemesis yet down in the valley. They also know that there's a team across the river. That should be, if I'm not wrong, Assassin Army. I did spot them there a few moments ago. Yep, there they are. Still quite far away, so I don't think they're an immediate threat just yet. Boss Army, though, I do believe they are currently marking the position of Bin Zed. So in case Bin Zed decides to surprise them, they will have to roll down the hill, and they will have to do it very quickly.
On the court, Circle has taken a western shift, so now there are very few teams who are very safe. PVS within the Circle, so goes for Jaunty Gaming, holding the crowns of Militia. Team Elite still holding passive near to the southern side, northern side of River Mouth, and now the center of the circle goes towards Boss Army as well as Bin Zed Gaming. Shadow shooters do not want to play front foot; they want to go passive and they want to survive. Not wrong there in their thoughts. On the other side, they see Army again reviving the teammate for making the squad 4 stack. Heal guns being used here and there. It's the moment of realizing who are the opponents around you, which you cannot read it through the uniforms. Everybody is wearing same kind of dresses except for standardized blue wall. That is the only way you get to know that, yeah, this team might be nearby. Now, Bin Zed going in for the rotation as well, trying to not engage in any fight. with the ratio of 1:3. That is a smart move as well.
Team Elite still guarding the circle edges. They've got the southern area of the border marked. They should be able to spot out Assassin Army, but they're in no position to take shots against them yet. So for now, these guys are just on a reconnaissance mission. The way Pahari is spinning is going to make me dizzy, I swear to God.
Here we go. Vasio Esports trying to deny the shrink damage, and now they're going to cross the paths with Badge 99, who have got a good momentum. Already 5 eliminations on their name, and it was Black Flag Army versus versus Vasio Esports since quite a while. Now we are going to have Vasio Esports versus Badge 99 anytime soon. They see Army tanking up the damage, and they are aware they are being gate kept. That is why they are taking a lot of pauses before they make their move, because once if they come in the open, they are going to be shredded in pieces.
Shredded into pieces. They see Army tanking just a tiny bit of zone damage. I think it's the second zone, so they can't afford to tank this much. They would much rather avoid their enemies launching themselves into the zone now, hoping to avoid as many battles as possible. This is a rather passive approach that we see from them. I wouldn't really blame them for taking this passive approach, though. Given the 2 games they've had, they would much rather go for the placement points rather than pick up any more fights. Badge 99, on the other hand, Amin and Ginotra, these guys have been having a baller day. In fact, even Abhay has stepped up in this game. 3 frags to his name as well. And take a look at the next circle, Tanya. The river runs right through the center, cutting the forest red area in half. Assassin Army, they've got one of the edges. Meanwhile, Black Flag Army, as they try to enter, they are getting shut down by Jaunty Gaming. Volvin will be able to secure a knock. Salu down on his knees. Can he be picked up? Yes, of course. Using the bonds of Cassie. They heal him up as well. But they're still taking too much damage from the blue zone. Avijit will go down, level up finds the angle. Meanwhile, there's another fight breaking out, Tanya. This is Team Elite going up against Assassin Army. 2 of the bigger teams clashing up now, Tanya.
Finally, we get to see Pahari and the sniper action. Sure, he makes us dizzy, but with the shots that he connects, that makes not only us entertained, but also all the viewers. I really hope everybody wants to see the OG Pahari. Sniper God was the title that was given to him back in those days. Let's see if he still continues the legacy. We will talk about it a little later, because this is a close range duel going in between Assassin Army and Team Elite. It's the Cone of Blue Wall, already Cone of Void frame gun. It is an utter chaos. Inhalers will be used by Old Monk to survive in this sort of weaponaries, utilities, everything that is being used here. Now, 2 players already down. Old Monk are being quite hard, and Winzet trying to get all the advantage out of here. He will also be able to get 2 players down with that long range. Oh my god. Team Elite again. Eliminated Thrift. Now, that is something very harsh.
That is very, very harsh. And they don't just get shot down by Assassin Army. Their finishes are stolen away by Bin Zed. At the same time, you also have shadow shooters trying to take some pot shots at them. So they basically got sandwiched by 3 different teams over there. Although I do kind of feel bad for Assassin Army. They did all the hard work. They did all the heavy lifting. And they did not even get rewarded for their efforts. Bin Zed sneakily stole away 2 points from them. And every single point counts. Now, a new challenger approaches. You got Vasio Esports on the periphery once again. Meanwhile, another team, I believe it's PVS Gaming, flying in with their launchers. Eco lands across the other side of the river, and he will be instantly punished for leaving his teammate's side. But Nancy and Rethi, can they hold on?
Blue wall mentors are not allowing the rotations, because as soon as they place few blue walls, those are being taken down immediately. Vasio Esports properly gatekeeping, but they also have to make a move. Again, BF Boss Army versus Jaunty Gaming is happening on the other side, where Desi Army will be shut down. Now 1932 players, all about rotations, all about blue walls, and those the monster truck is also destroyed. Now they have no vehicle to take any entries. All about blue walls now. Long range fights coming in from side of Predator with Groza, not delivering enough damage, but surely making sure that there's no aggression or push coming in. One player already down. It's all about Nancy being attacked from 4 different angles, and there's no way they can survive. PDA again eliminated.
PVS Gaming bite the dust, and Vasio Esports are not done yet. They now set their sights onto shadow shooters. The shadows will be expunged as the light will make sure their brightness will be dimmed out. Vasio Esports trying to make it across to the center. They might just be able to get into the compound that shadow shooters are holding. Only one man trying to defend that spot. That won't exactly stop Vasio Esports. On the other hand, you have Avijit. Nice shot onto Shanku. That should be able to get him one knock at the very least. But BFA are very, very vulnerable. They're getting full sent by B99. Shivam trying to find the angle. Will be blocked by a couple of glue walls. Ginotra also met by the same fate. Across the house, you've got long-range artillery strikes going towards Sallu, but none of those will connect. Now Shivam and Ginotra trying to go for a different approach. Ginotra tried exchanging shots with that shotgun, but the glue walls are just simply not letting him do anything. This is such a stalemate. This is such an awkward fight. A very realistic pause that both these teams are hoping to capitalize on, but all they can do is stare at each other. And while I say that, Team Vasio has been eliminated. They couldn't successfully get inside the zone. And there's barely a few centimeters left that BFA have in the zone right now. They will be pushed out eventually. The glue wall breaks through, and here they come pouring inside. 1 second, 3 finishes. B99 have been instantly wiped out.
It's all about Black Flag Army. They went for the perfect execution on the other side. Assassin Army also eliminated Black Flag Army, not even in the circle. Boss Army as well. By the way, there's nobody who is within the circle. It's only Boss Army playing on the edge of the circle. Binzet trying to go for the rotation. They are the elimination leaders by far, and they are doing an amazing job. As soon as I say that, the other team getting eliminated, and Black Flag Army's player who was down on his knees will be revived immediately. But what about Boss Army? 3 players down and shattered. It's all about Divine. He wouldn't be able to survive furthermore. He is the limelight right now, and Binzet's Gyan Ninja goes for the final move, and 15 eliminations, 2 teams, 4 versus 3, numbers advantage in the hands of Binzet Gaming.
Yeah, Binzet Gaming, they always come alive towards the tail end of the day, and as we approach the halfway mark, these guys have the advantage. Shotgun, pop. You've got Salu on top, trying to throw some nades across, but the two walls will make sure that they stay away from each other. Red off the floor. Plenty of abilities also being deployed as they try to find angles with each other. And the first one connects. After Navichi with 2 finishes each. Binzet Gaming are crumbling and they fall like flies. The Booyah has been secured. And that was a very underwhelming reaction. I was expecting some sort of a celebration, Tanya.
Is he not happy, or is he shocked himself because it was a 3v4 situation? And no, he's settling up now. The moment of realization where yes, we are the victors and we have won this map of Alpine, and here comes some exchange of words as well. But somewhere around the corner, I already thought where Binzet Gaming might win away the Booyah, but somehow if we have an angle lock from the side of Black Flag Army, they did not move outside the ability of Moko, which helped them. He tanked up a little lesser damage of the scoreable. On the other side, it was not the case of scenario, and it was all about shotguns, close into it. Everything that was done was about right coming in from Black Flag Army, and they took away the Booyah. But I really wanted to see the reaction of Binzet Gaming as well, because the reaction that came in from BFA's side should have been from the side of Binzet Gaming. They should be the shocked one. How did we lose this duel?
Yeah, but still, given the day that both of these teams had, I'm still very impressed. I mean, Binzet Gaming, they've always had this pattern where they struggle in the first 2 games of the day. It happened even yesterday. And then in the last 2 games, Binzet Gaming came alive. They did a little bit of a comeback. This time with the Booyah, they should be able to pad their stats up even higher and climb the overall rankings. So amazing game from Binzet Gaming. That being said, BFA, wow, winning despite the situation that they were in. Now that is super impressive.
Yes, and they were all constricted in a small compound, 2 to 3 throwables, heading on the right direction. I don't think they could have survived flame guns as well. I don't know if they possessed or no, but somehow it was a good reaction. Having BFA just turning the tables, going in with the shotgun instead of staying intact. Maybe Binzet Gaming might be anticipating that they will be the one who will push in, but instead of that, Black Flag Army jumped in with shotguns. Each one had the same weapon, and they got that eliminations. Let's jump into the highlights for the third map of the day, which is LP.
Yep. And very early on, you can clearly see that PBS Gaming were on a hot streak. Nice use of the Tatsuya ability over there, dashing across, literally breaking his opponent's ankles. And Kinotra was taken down over there. But as Badge 99 continued to plunder and ravage across the plains of Alpine, they were met with a very strong contender. Unfortunately, the strong contender, in my opinion, was supposed to be Team Elite, but they were promptly destroyed by Assassin Army and Bin Z Gaming. So yes, Bin Z Gaming, I don't think they need to worry too much about, losing out on this Booyah. They had plenty of finishes. Level Up, as the last member of his team, was also able to get a couple of finishes before he bit the dust. But BFA, that fight over there dragged on for way too long against Vasio. And these guys should have been able to finish up that fight a long time ago, but they eventually did so. They reset themselves and they were prepared for the final battle, even though they were just a 3-man squad. They took on Bin Z Gaming with all their might, and Hacker and Avijit, they used their shotguns brilliantly to secure the numbers advantage early on.
Avijit also spotted on MVP charts with 6 eliminations and massive 6 assists. This is the man who has not only been the MVP in terms of getting eliminations for himself, but 6 assist eliminations for his teams. So this is the damage that is absolutely matching up to the score that we are seeing on the screen, 2,567. Avijit did everything that was needed, and this is the team who went back and forth towards the circle, again going for the backer route, and this team also had a very good angle developed, locked in. Not only once they were fighting against Vasio Esports, they were strong then as well. So somewhere for Black Flag Army, once they are looking for the duels, they are very sure. Otherwise, they're just holding themselves firmly. They do not engage in the fights which they are not very sure of that they might be able to win it.
Yeah, Black Flag Army. This Booyah was absolutely critical for them. 6 eliminations for the MVP Avijit, 5 for Shanky, Salu also with 4, and then you have Hacker with 3. 6, 5, 4, 3. They got a nice little ascending order going on over here. And with all of these finishes combined with the Booyah, these guys should have plenty of points in their kitty. This should propel them to the upper echelons, at least in the top 6, if nothing else.
Yes, they should be spotted in top 6 for sure. And talking about Hacker, Salu, Shanky, they were always available whenever he needed, MVP needed him. And look at the total, massive total, 30 points already. Now that's very, very huge if this sort of play is coming in. 3 maps is all, and 4th one ending up towards taking away the title and the trophy. It's very easy to say so, but very tough to do. Followed by Bin Z with 24 points, Boss Army 13, Badge 99 11, and Jaunty Gaming 10. After that, I need to talk about one team very crucially, Team Elite with 0 points getting eliminated. They survive a little more than Desi RNX, because Desi RNX was the first team to get eliminated, and still Team Elite goes empty-handed with 0 points. That is an absolute shocker.
Yeah, they're still sitting at single digits. Meanwhile, Jaunty Gaming, they're close to the 50-point mark. Even though they didn't really survive for that long in this particular game of Alpine, they are still leading the lobby. Black Flag Army, I knew that this would at least propel them into the top 6, but my god, they're literally 2 points away from Jaunty Gaming. They almost are at the top of the table, Tanya. They've overtaken Team Vasio.
Yes, it was a silent walk up towards the top 3 leaderboard. I mean, Black Flag Army, they are doing some work thoroughly throughout the day, and it's always consistency that speaks the words. But this time for Black Flag Army, it was about the map of Alpine that is speaking for themselves, and it is going perfectly clean.
Yeah, the map of Alpine was absolutely spot on for them. 30 points in a single
What else?
game. That's ridiculous, man. Those are some insane numbers. And now I kind of have a theory that if Black Flag Army can continue this level of performance, they might just overtake TSG. Of course, achieving that level of consistency requires a whole new level of dominance, but you indeed have to make sure that you keep getting these high finished games to get racking up on those numbers.
Yes, you have to make sure that you are strong enough to go ahead. But matching up to TSG, it's going to be very, very difficult, Crips. Because
Indeed, yeah.
TSG, they were always about the consistent ones. They were always spotted in top three maps, top three podium finishes, almost in all of the maps. Sure, not with Booyah every time. But if there's one map that they are doing the best of, and in the second map they're nowhere to be spotted, that is not how you reach the scores of TSG. But there's something I'm worried about. It's again Vasio Esports, Chonky Gaming. They have already participated yesterday, and today it's their final walkthrough. If they are doing a little, they are still playing on the back foot, because we both know what Team Elite is, what Vasio Esports is. Vasio, the man, the myth, the legend himself, is nowhere to be spotted again in the MVP counters. So still, there's half day remaining, and this is exactly where he might go ahead and prove his existence to everyone.
Yeah, his existence alone can be a threat to some of the teams, especially those who are in his vicinity. But I thought Team Elite would be a bigger threat. How are they still on single digits? That completely eludes me. I cannot wrap my head around that. That being said, though, I'm happy we at least get to see some unexpected contenders over here towards the top of the table. If you had to pick a team to not just win the overall group standings today, but also surprise us who aren't currently in the top 6, who would it be?
Well, I will be. Yes. I'll be very honest, Crips. Black Flag Army has already surprised me. I did not expect this sort of performance coming in.
Yeah, all right. I hope that Black Flag Army and all the other teams also keep on surprising us, because to be honest, this kind of a game was very difficult for Black Flag Army, especially given how long their fight was getting stalled for. I thought that would be the end of them, but they managed to overturn their opponents when the time is right, and now it's time for them to overturn everybody else in the next game. This time, I'm confident that we are heading to my favorite map, Kalahari.
And do you still think it is going to be the Mammoth, where we are going to see the battles from the start until the end? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the fourth game for the day on the map of Kalahari for Skyesports Pro Free Fire Max. I thought being diagonal spread out would not be the cause of concern. Again, my eyes will stick to the same position, Council Hall, about who is going to land in there. Well, as of now, there's nobody trying to land in there.
Yeah, nobody heading towards Council Hall just yet, but Team Elite might just drop in there. And if they go there, then I am a little concerned, because Badge 99 are also heading towards Council Hall. Let's go, Tanya. Thank you so much for manifesting such an early game fight for us. And we get to see Team Elite again. Meanwhile, you've got Desi RNX already towards Refinery, and they are trying to take some pot shots against PVS people who have surprisingly split up while dropping against them. Yogi trying to run away. He will meet his maker, suffering so many losses. PVS have lost most of their players, but Desi RNX, they also are making quick work of Bin Zed, who decided to drop in the area. Even Assassin Army have a couple of players present over here. 4 different players from 4 different teams have landed in the vicinity, and Refinery is turning into a massive hotspot. There's to secure the finish onto Arman. Adib is here as well. He will be able to secure the trade, but not be able to get his teammate back up. That's going to be quite difficult. Less than 1 minute 30 seconds, and one of these teams is already up at 6 eliminations. But here we go, back to its Council Hall, Tanya. 99 have just Amin left in a 1v2 situation. Can Team Elite finally get a squad wipe? Can they get something going for themselves? The Battle of Council Hall will determine this.
Here we go. Team Elite survives. Finally, they get they get 4 elimination points on their name, and Mr. J will be revived as well. And it is going to be Zap18 who will be revived again. And PVS Gaming getting wiped off under 1 minute by Team Desi RNX, who is nowhere to be spotted in entire day. PVS Gaming already having a lot of exposure through the esports tournament, and many more tournaments happening, but they are being taken now. Now that is the grounds of Refinery, where all the fights are usually unpredictable. Sure, the loot there is amazing, but that sort of a loot everybody is eyeing out for, and I believe Desi RNX as well as PVS Gaming, they wanted hands on best of the weapons, and again, one of the team had to get wiped off. 11 teams, 41 players. Now it should be the pause, and Team Elite again, as strong as 4-man players, going for the late rotation, sure, but they should be surviving to at least show the presence that we do have Team Elite fighting today.
Team Elite indeed fighting, trying to keep their numbers up. Meanwhile, back in Refinery, Desi RNX are just on a spree. Their 7th finish acquired. Finally, Boss Army will put Ronin Nagy's finish spree to a halt. But I was actually surprised to see so many teams drop into this vicinity. I mean, Assassin Army sent one of their players over here. Boss Army sent 3 of their players over here. You also have Badge 99. They dropped in over here, lost most of their players, and now are being survived by just one guy. Even Binzer lost a couple of their players in this situation. So many teams try to spread out across Refinery, and they see RNX. They are able to take pot shots at all of these teams, get 7 finishes to their name. And we are just 3 minutes in, Tanya. Most of these teams will be able to recover their players, will be able to recall them. Badge 99 still surviving by just one guy on their last legs. I guess he's gonna have to go on a big journey to collect all the possible coins. He just managed to respawn one of his players. There's still 2 more left to be resurrected.
Well, I don't think there's much left for the last man of that 99 because it was Team Elite already chasing them, being totally aware about their presence, their existence, and on the grounds of shrines. It will be all eliminated. Yes, one more team getting eliminated, or we'll see it once again because I feel the team should be eliminated. It was the last man standing. Team Elite just got one more elimination point, and still we do have 11 players in the lobby. So the escape plan that you decided, did it work? Yes. Ginotra had a very strong escape plan and he again resurrects Amin.
Thunder plucked off midair. It seems like against Boss Army, trying to take those launchers is a death sentence. At least Thunder will be brought back almost instantaneously. He was finished less than a couple of seconds ago, and now he's going to be plucked into the recall tower again.
It was going to be Refinery again. Badge 99. Going for the token collection. There's nobody sharing the grounds, at least not yet. Sure, there are several teams who are on the verge of rotation, and Jaunty Gaming also having the grounds of Refinery on their hands. We might get to see Boss Army versus Jaunty Gaming anytime soon because they are just across a platform away. Desi RNX 10 elimination, and they are against Desi Army. What was this sort of a shot? A good awareness, a good read coming in from Adib. He will shut down Amit Bhai with 11 eliminations on his team's name, and Adib alone having 4 elimination, and going to the warehouse, going for the hunt, getting that player pinned down. I mean, that was hell sort of a read.
Yeah, I mean, both the Desis clashing against each other, but now Desi Army are in a bit of danger from Boss Army as well. They're taking pot shots from multiple teams. Warrior, last legs of his team. Just trying to figure out a way to get as many tokens as possible so he can get his teammates back up. He's going to scour Mammoth for as many resources as possible and plug his teammates in the moment he gets the chance. Smarty brought back. All his 400 coins spent. 200 more. He's gonna have to slowly and steadily put the puzzle together, piece by piece, bring his team back.
This is the best right now he can do because engaging into the fight is equal to entire elimination and few placement points, which he might be able to attain with reuniting his teammates, bringing back them on the ground from the skies. And yes, there's one more player joining in. Desi Army, 3 men strong now. But where in, I mean, Desi RNX. Now, if you're talking about one team that totally shocks me or will shock me in this match about they are going to bring back something which we have never spotted them doing, Desi RNX. Now, this is least of the team where I had in the least of imagination, while they will be able to totally decimate team like PVS, and not only that, they will continue to do so. Circle has also taken a sudden shift. Now it's going to be Team Elite coming from Shrines towards the Refinery because Jaunty Gaming very safe, as well as Boss Army, not engaging in any fight. Badge 99, one of the most slowest team to take the rotation, they have to make sure they go in from the maze towards the Refinery side where the circle calls them.
Yeah, Refinery might again become one of those hotspots where everybody decides to contest. But it's the Desi rematch. Desi RNX versus Desi Army yet again. And Desi RNX are on a roll. 13 finishes, Tanya. And we are just in the second zone. I think these guys might just hit 20 bomb in this game.
Look, so they are very comfortable on the map of Kalahari. We did not get to see such Team Vasio Esports. They were nowhere to be spotted by now. But again, this time they're going to fight off against Black Flag Army. No, they are shadow shooters. Height advantage. My height advantage is sure a thing, but at this point of time, if Kaushik delivers some shots, I'm pretty sure he will not be able to earn any elimination points. So at this point of time, this tower is all about how to gain the information about which player is doing what and what not, because Vasio Esports, with that information, one by one they're entering, but are they aware about Zedu's existence in this watchtower? No, they are not. Zedu being so calm, silent, and he wasn't even existing. He showed it so nicely.
Yeah, he was a sneaky snake, probably waiting for a better chance to strike. But being struck down right now are Jaunty Gaming, down to just level up. He's going to be survived by just a tiny bit. And they see RNX once again trying to hunt him down. They're not going to let him escape. They want this squad wipe. They want to send Jaunty Gaming packing. They see RNX up at 16. What is happening to them, Tanya? They're coming alive in a whole different way. Level up, being as sneaky as possible. Adeep was trying to chase him down, but then Adeep starts getting shot by a completely different team, so he's gonna fall back. And Level Up's life will be spared for now. He has been there to tank for that.
Level Up would just cover off this rock. Everybody is on the hunt about where the last man went, and I believe he should be caught as well. They are the shadows following him. Circle has also taken a shift where Assassin Army will have all the advantage. Black Flag Army also holding within the circle. Launchpad comes in as a savior. This is the rightmost time that we couldn't have expected him to use, but he will be spotted. It is Arman with the perfect arm shot taking him down. Jaunty Gaming gets eliminated at 0 points. The teams who are supposedly to be the strongest one are shut down pretty quickly, but now comes the time for Vasio Esports to engage into the fight against a shadow shooter.
Shadow boxing against their own demons, and Vasio Esports will lose one player. The moment they do it, Kaushik is brought back. But Anshu is still here. AJOP climbs up with the grappling gun, trying to get an angle onto Ashu. He's going to try surprising him by going into the door, but the glue wall kind of blocks his way. Break down, kick down the doorway, batten down the hatches. They find him. Oh wait, Anshu actually gets one knock before he gets shut down, but yeah, that's all she wrote for him. Vasio Esports lose another player. And they've been losing their players back to back. They've just been plugging them back in and bringing them back. But they haven't really gotten any more finishes just yet. Desi Army are at least able to get Romeo back. But take a look at this position. Badge 99. I love this spot that they're holding.
This is the tower that Total Gaming definitely always visits in the map of Kalahari. Now it's all about how they're going to end up going down. Zone is shrinking in. 3 teams already waiting for them. It's going to be Zap 18, who is already down on his knees. 3 players remaining. 8 elimination. Jay is also spotted, taken down. It's Zone, the biggest enemy right now. It's not the other teams. It's not the other players. Rotation should be taken any moment now. Otherwise, he might end up not getting eliminations and getting eliminated by Zone. But look at this fight between the Shacks here. It's Badge 99 versus WinZ Gaming. Shivam down on his knees. There's no way he can be revived, and he will be confirmed anyway.
Yeah, but Abhay, he's going to have to fight his own demons. It's a 2-2 spread for BinZ Gaming. Subo and Thunder in one building. Both Gyan Arup and Gyan Ninja in the other one. Ginotra trying to push the front. Amin right alongside him. 3v4 kind of a situation now. As B99, they're kind of trapped in a bit of a... I would like to call this a stalemate, but they're still taking very active shots at each other. But here comes the backlines have been breached. Ginotra down. Abhay, Amin, Just the two of them now trapped in, and BinZ Gaming are hammering down their glue walls. They're just trying to keep themselves alive in this little chamber. You also have Desi Army just casually driving past them, so they get conveniently ignored. But Amin tries his level best to fight back, locks his opponent in the other room, but he's lost his teammate and he's lost his own life as well. That's going to be yet another elimination as Baz 99 they bite the dust.
And BinZ Gaming survives here. Salu, the man who was going in as a snake in the watchtower, has now to come in up and open against Vasio Esports. It's a fight between. Oh! What a shot that he connected right on his head, on the face. This is the last thing that I was anticipating coming from the side of Salu, and I believe the shock that I am, the player from Vasio Esports, must also be equally shocked.
Yeah, that is not an easy shot to digest. Vasio Gaming crumbling like flies. They might have got the first Booyah of the day, but ever since then, they haven't really been able to find their footing. Salu now gonna be incredibly difficult for him to call his teammates back, so he just has to survive on his lonesome and hope that nobody finds him. Black Flag Army across the other side. They're gonna keep themselves alive, but take a look at Pahari. Even he's just lying prone. Uh-oh. Starts to take damage. Has to dig himself a little room, but he ends up digging his own coffin. Surrounded by the glue walls, buried in it. Isfel, Team Elite go down in 6th place.
What was Pahari up to? He was in a prone position with no sort of a good cover, but I believe he could have tried to go for a glue wall escape plan. Something could have worked except for this prone position near to the fight already that were happening with BinZ Gaming. Talking about command post, it's Assassin Army now. Darcy could be able to revive Honey in no time. 13 eliminations in their name, and now it's the fight from the watchtower. Prince with the arm. Well, these are the shots that we do not want to miss him. The man who can definitely grab a Booyah, no matter if he's one man army strong. He's one man enough army strong to get a Booyah. Again, monster truck involved here. This is a risky move, hopping in, and with this monster truck, everybody is aware about how they're trying to enter any sort of fight. All the glue walls being deployed, watchtower being immediately engaged with throwables, but are they aware about the one player who is standing behind them? If not, there might be a backstab coming in any moment now.
Oh, Vanguard tries to go for the dump shot, but Azif connects that shot onto his nemesis, going across the wall. They need to make sure that Kalahari shooters will not be able to breach this compound. Assassin Army trying to take pot shots onto BinZ from above, and they are kind of trapped over here. Even BinZ and Assassin Army on the low ground are fighting each other. Ingod down, Prince trying to confirm and trade his teammates out. Will be able to get at least one, but Shubo with the double. Will he be able to get his teammate back up? No, he can't, but at least he's destroyed Honey. Honey was trying to scale up on the tower, but that's a wrong decision from him. As BinZ Gaming hang on to dear life, and while all of this is going on, they see RNX have reached the 20-point mark. Connects a headshot through the tiny gap, and Shubo is down. Arusa trying to pick it back up, but look at BinZ Gaming. They're trying to get back to the sniper tower. Will they be allowed to do so? They all are in there, all 4 of them alive. And now another knock. Arman on fire. 2 amazing headshots. This guy is on a roll. Completely destroying BinZ Gaming. But luckily, they will be able to res each other up and stay alive for the time being. Desi RNX will have to find a way to confirm their knocks in some other way.
BinZ Gaming, all 4 players in stacked up in one tower. That is a very, very risky move, but there's nowhere to go. Arman with his arm shots, every time he's able to connect, at least if not knock him down, he is able to definitely get those players down. It's a 4v3v3 situation where BinZ Gaming's position is totally compromised. Shadow shooters trying to go as passive as possible. Their strategy is basically to just survive until top 2. Will throwables allow them to do so? Coming towards Desi RNX, all 3 players trying to go for the information. And let's talk about one thing, which is Desi RNX have already procured 21 elimination points, which is massive, and I believe they have broken off the records. Nobody by far has got 21 eliminations.
Yeah, and if they come like second place, they'll get 9 placement points as well. So, yeah, this is going to be an absolute banger game for this RNX. They might just cross the 30-point threshold for a single game. That's the kind of performance I expect.
With total of 21 elimination points. What are they up to? Well, it's a pause before the final action, before the final shrink. And what is it about? Well, we'll get to see each other about how everything is going to happen. Let's go ahead and try to grab a position. It's 3 teams, all aware about their positioning. It's only circles that might be able to push each and every team to come into the action. Shadow shooters still going passive. Desi RNX going all in. Blue all melters will also be deployed. Skylers now. Desi RNX left up and open. Bin Gaming trying to push in again, engaging, going backward. And Ninja, who was holding in for the support play, is no more going in. He is going all in as well. It's a 4v3. This cover of the small rock is giving them the biggest of opportunities to pick some sort of fight, but will Bin stop giving those eliminations, will stop giving them will be the answer here. It's all about the final fight now. It's Shadow Shooters going against Bin Gaming, and I believe it's done and dusted. It's all about Shadow Shooters survived in the corner, and this is all they had to do. They were playing for number 2 position, which is clearly spotted. Not much of elimination points, but this 12 points coming in from Booyah will definitely matter for Shivu, AJ, OP, Pankaj, Bacche, and Zaido himself. Here we go. So let's see who is going to be who will be the elimination leader here. That is going to be a question. And how did Bin Gaming go in for all the eliminations? They should be the one indeed to get that sort of elimination. Pushing in, aggressing in, they were also able to get it, but Shadow Shooters went in where they absolutely knew that the castle of glass are breaking from both the sides, and there's no way they can survive furthermore. So this was the final action that we witnessed, which was a little different from what we anticipated or what we expected, because they see RNX grabbing themselves somewhere around 22 eliminations, which is already humongous. Shadow Shooters sure will get total of 21 points altogether with the elimination points they had, but I believe if you have to talk about Desi RNX, they might get around 31 points. So I was asked, is there any shock? Is there any team that might give us some shocks? But to the surprise, there were no shocks to be delivered. It was all about the surprises coming in from Desi RNX. The team to not be spotted in first half are finally engaging into the manner that there's nobody to compete them. Not even Team TSG went in this sort of a play. Sure, and not ending up with Booyah is a different thing, but ending up with this sort of a play was incredible as well. Let's have a look. Let's go through what about the rundown of the map of Kalahari, starting off on the grounds of Council Hall, followed by who will retain the longest on the grounds of Refinery. Here, Desi RNX started going in, hunting player by player. Fight of Desi men lasted a bit too long, but it took a little while for Desi RNX to own it and survive for as long as possible. We need to talk about Team Jaunty Gaming. Went for the longest route even after attaining one of the finest locations, not ending up into the good spot and getting eliminated. Shadow Shooters, now the Stonebridge fight was a table turner for them. If at all they would have lost this fight with the blue zone, there was no way that they could have won this Booyah. Coming in from the side of Black Flag Army, the shot that came from Salu right on the face, now that was incredibly amazing, and that takes a lot of practice. Finally, the final circle shrunk into the grounds of command post, where the watchtower was totally contested.
That was an incredible shot, wasn't it, Tanya? Arman, I am really impressed by him. But also, that was quite a sneaky shot. Gyan Arup managed to spot his feet, and that's how he was able to connect that last bullet. Amazing stuff, man. I mean, sure, the Booyah goes their way, but I am still the most impressed by Desi RNX. 21 finishes before the final fight even began. Now that's a force to be reckoned with. This should easily put them above Shadow Shooters, even though Shadow Shooters got the Booyah.
Sure thing, but with the massive 9 points or above, maybe the way that they have been performing, Shadow Shooters had a very hard time on the grounds of Stone Ridge. It was teams they were fighting against them. It was Blue Zone that they had to fight, but that they won the hard time and they got very smooth towards the final circle where they wanted to survive in prone position, and the man Shibu takes away the MVP title.
Yeah, Shibu takes away the MVP title with 4 eliminations to his name. 1700 damage as well. Let's take a look at the rest of his teammates. What have they done? You have 3 eliminations from Bache. You have 2 eliminations from AJX. None from Zerdu, but plenty of damage dished out by him. So he was basically supporting his team quite a lot. And even with all of this, I do believe that Team Shadow Shooters will be at only 9 eliminations. You combine 9 eliminations with 12 points from the Booyah. These guys should be at 21 points overall for this game. And Team Desi RNX had just that many eliminations alone. 30-point game from them as well. Tanya, it seems like you brought some magic to this desk. Ever since you came into cast, we've been getting banger upon banger 30 bombers games from both these teams in the last 2 matches.
And it is a real good surprise coming in, because we always, I mean, even if we start to not give super appreciation to the renowned teams, but teams those are emerging, sure, they have been in the circuit for quite a while, but experiencing this sort of a tournament from the side of Desi RNX and going in with 30 total points, which is very, very huge, and this is going to be very disturbing for other teams who are striving to be on top 3 of the table. Now there's going to be a huge shuffle for overall scorecard as well, because they were able to take down several players. One team that is always consistent, no matter Booyah or no Booyah, it's Bin Z Gaming, because if you talk about the elimination points, it's only 28. More of the contribution is also coming from the side of Standing Point, the way they are always surviving until top 3.
Yeah, they are indeed surviving till top 3, and Bin Z Gaming, I mean, we spoke about how they had a slow start yesterday, but the second half of day 1 and all throughout day 2, they've been extremely consistent. Bin Z Gaming are coming alive right now. Desi RNX, what a game. This solo match alone propels them to the top, and now they are tied with the number 1 team.
There's one more thing that we should be talking about here. Look at the number of damage. Looks very dreamy here. My eyes are still stuck on Assassin's Dafiq with 18,000 worth of damage dished out. This man alone with 25 eliminations. Sure, on number 1 we have got TSG Siddharth. There's still nobody to take him down with the number of eliminations. But maybe there are 2 more maps remaining. We get to see some changes coming in from Asin, where Assassin Army are playing their second day, and it's TSG within first 6 maps for the entire knockout phase. They still retain their number 1 position with total of 26 elimination. Now Assassin Army definitely trying to chase up, buckle up, do everything that is needed to come towards the number 1 point, but not having TSG today in the lobby. Still we are witnessing them on the MVP leaders, on the Predator leaders. So the competition is very tough coming in from the side of Team TSG.
Yeah, the competition is indeed so difficult. I mean, they're not even playing today, Tanya, and yet Siddharth cannot be overthrown. He still stands strong on top of everybody else. So that just shows you how dominant they were. Now, I shudder to think of what might happen tomorrow when TSG are back in the group. They know how every other team plays now. They've seen how dominant Desi RNX can be. They've seen how consistent Bin Z can be. And with all of this information, TSG Army will be able to readapt their strategies and go for even more dominant performance.
Yes,
They might even cross the 200 mark tomorrow if they keep up.
200. Well, don't you think that's too okay? When
It's insanely high. It won't be like that, but sheesh.
But looking towards the scorecard today, we might get to see double century as well, because there's nothing that is stopping them. And somewhere we should be appreciating the team who are finally buckling up, leveling up. We should also call out a name, Black Flag Army. They did amazingly well as well in terms of the team to team duels that they're taking. And the best part about Black Flag Army is they don't allow the one man to escape.
Yeah, they don't allow anyone to escape. But I should also say that you should not escape while we go on a tiny break. Stay here for the last 2 games. They're going to be amazing, I promise. See you on the other side.
Never stop, together we're off the charts.
No doubt we will get that. Roll out, never sit back.
Let's raise the bar, ready to start, we'll never stop. Together we're off the charts.
Yeah, I bet you will show 'em all your skills.
Dive into reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Dive into reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win.
Coming in, don't hit pause. Owning it like a boss. We taking care of the job like we the best. Going in for the chase, about to go celebrate. We can take home first place like first and 10.
Out in this world we can explore anything we want to the core. So come on, we'll play this game. Show all your skills, bang, bang.
Let's raise the bar, ready to stop, we'll never stop. Together we're off the charts.
No doubt we will get that, get that. Roll out, never sit back, sit back.
Raise the bar, ready to stop, we'll never stop. Together we're off the charts.
Yeah, I bet you will show 'em all your skills. Dive into reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Dive into reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win.
No matter what, we will weather any storm when we're together. We can always aim for more. Yeah, this that bang bang we're up for it.
Set the tone like it's set in stone. Dive into your reality. Yeah, we can shape our own fantasy. Do it all, no adversity. Set the tone like it's set in stone. Set in stone. Bang, bang, we win. Set in stone. Set the tone like it's set in stone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Skyesports Pro League Free Fire Max. This is the final stretch of Knockout Day 2. I myself, Tanya, alongside me it is Arka. Arka, what do you have to say about 2 teams, which is Black Flag Army and Desi RNX?
And all of a sudden, I'm able to see the scrim mode starting off in these 2 teams. This is how they were playing before. Suddenly, when the tournament started, they were all looking like they were a bit confused yesterday, but this time around, they've started to show their true colors. It's good to see they're concentrating on elimination points more than trying to be at the center of the circle. And these things are slowly helping these 2 teams to gain so many points.
Yes, and I believe all records are meant to be broken. Somewhere, they see RNX, they are on the roll. Sure, we have spotted 31 score as well. They got 30 right now. Nowhere on the leaderboard, hitting to the equal marker as Ben Z Gaming, who are going in all the way through consistency with good amount of elimination points, retaining the top 3 positions. And out of nowhere, they see RNX get one good map of Kalahari and hitting the 57-point marker. Now that is huge coming in from them.
Absolutely. Now again, just imagine what's happening in the overall standing, where each of these teams are slowly stepping up, and the team which were in the middle fray will now be pushed down. pressure is going to mount over their shoulders, and they'll have to come back to perform some similar kind of gameplay in the rest of the games, which is going to happen tomorrow. The day is still not done. We have more maps to go, 2 more maps to go. So I'm hoping to see somebody again pick up a big number, and at the end of the day, when we look at the overall standing, everything looks even Steven, and it all comes down to the wire.
Yes, it all comes down to the wire, and we'll get to see which one will it be. Next map
Yeah.
is going to be the map of Next Era. Well, over there as well, we might get to see a lot of highly immediate fights happening. May it be on
Yeah.
the side of militia, Sunside. We'll get to see, because I'm
The
very
urban
sure.
warfare.
Oh,
Yeah, the urban warfare, basically. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be stepping into the next map itself, the flight path, starting all the way from the labs and ending towards the Mortar ruins. Now, this is going to be a bit of a default map in comparison to what we have seen the flight paths throughout the day. And I do believe that somebody heading towards the blue zone are just going to cherish those extra loot which they're going to have for themselves. Again, we have been saying that few teams tend to go for that drop clash, tend to get into that early skirmish to have that elimination. But at this time around, we're going to be disappointed, Tanya, because I don't see anybody apart from Jaunty Gaming and B99 a bit close to one another.
Intellect Center. Well, that is the exact position that I was talking about at the start of the map, and that is totally contested by Boss Army, having an entire island on their name, nobody to share the ground, grabbing all amount of loots on their own name. Now talking about the team, they see RNX. Well, if they come into the power, there's nothing that can stop them. One of the slowest map, not even a single shot fired by far. Maybe as soon as I say that, I'm seeing Amin has got double vector on his hands. He might go ahead, pick up fight against Jaunty Gaming. But do you think this is the right position where he can totally see 1:2? It's all about giving away 1 elimination points on the other side and not being able to gain any.
Now, Amin has been clever. He's been the first person to pick up fights every single time throughout the day. And he's been successful in getting 1 or 2 eliminations as well. So, since his location is still not compromised, he's got a lot of breathing space in this vicinity. I think he's just going to stick to what he knows best, taking those early fights. But look at what's happening over here. PPS Nancy, this is one of the strongest players in the lobby. I've been seeing him time and again going in and picking up frags after frags, and look at what they've done. They got another man down on their knees, make it 3, and with this, the last man standing will have to run away from this position. But will they spare him? They see RNX down to the last man.
The team to be on the number 1 of the leaderboard of the previous map is here, struggling to just survive. Every second counts, every minute counts, and they're just leaving a player to be taken down. No. Yogi wouldn't allow Hassan to go down on himself. He will dish that damage, because that damage pep points are also worth bragging. Now coming to your Jaunty Gaming with shotgun in their team's hand, it's been there, one of the most consistent team in the lobby. Shadow Shooters also joining the party here. Their team who just took away Booyah on the map of Kalahari by just playing sneaky. They're perfectly named them Arca. They are the shadows, and nobody can stop them or spot them.
Absolutely, Jaunty Gaming, the last man, Wolverine. It seems like he's going to be hunted down. They're chasing him, but he's running for his life, because the importance of him staying alive for the team was important. And he gets taken down. Jaunty Gaming head back into the lobby, and all of a sudden the blue zone, the Mortar ruins, are completely in control of Shadow Shooters. And I believe each and every team from here on is going to look forward for eliminations and eliminations alone. Speak about eliminations, BZ, even they're getting taken down. And guess what? B99 from a distance was successful in stealing one of those eliminations.
We are not even 4 minutes down, and it's already 2 teams getting eliminated and many more on the line as well. BinZ Gaming, the table toppers, are struck badly by Team PVS Gaming. 7 eliminations on their name, and sure, the team wouldn't yet be eliminated because one of the players were playing split, and this is the exact advantage that they have gained. PVS were trying to go escape through the launch pad, was spotted very nicely by Shivam, and he will be immediately traded off by Yogi. It was a counter shotgun in his skull. 8 elimination points for the name of PVSK.
PVS looking unstoppable. All of a sudden, after the creator have stepped back, it seems like they've got their best playing four in this lobby. Every single corner we see them take a fight, they've always come out successful with all four men standing. Guess what? They're hungry for more and they're jumping right on batch 99 at this point of time. In a distance, Assassin Army versus Wasio, this is also taking place, and I don't understand why Assassin Army are so intrigued in this fight. An unnecessary one. This long range battle is just not going to favor anybody.
At least they get the information once they knock a player about which team is on the other side. If at all elimination feed is open for them, if not, still they will not be aware about it, about which team is on the other side. Assassin Army, no eliminations on their name. Total of 10 teams, 40 players, 5 minutes. Now this is going to be a breathing room for each and every team. Wasio Esports using Launchpad going towards a safe place. Nobody sharing the grounds. But over here on the other side, Skylar has been used. It is Team PBS versus Badge 99. And Amin hiding himself in the hard compound with just a Groza, and now Launchpad again being used, and Nancy have got the upper ground advantage. Shivam will counter it, and out of nowhere, it shouldn't have been that way. Nancy has been taken down, Arka.
I don't think so. It's a good sign. If you ask me, Tanya, PVS Gaming, the star player is down, and slowly the cookie starts to crumble. Eco, the last man standing. Can he get the revivals through? Yes, he does get Nancy back on his feet, but he needs to be careful. Oh, there it is. Quick revivals. Quick revivals comes in, and PVS, all four men standing. But these birds in the sky, they can be taken down as well. And that is what I would love to see from the side of Batch 99. Of doing something crazy. Nancy, look at what he does. A little bit of an overconfident push, and immediately he gets traded off. Being punished. Eco yet again comes in to revive his teammate, and he's also going to face the same fate for sure, as a big push comes in from the side of B99, who are looking unstoppable at this moment. Got 6 eliminations. From here on, PVS, they need to think about how they're going to make a comeback in this game.
Well, they are already given a good comeback, Arka. In the map of Kalahari, PVS Gaming was the first team to get eliminated within 60 seconds of the map start. So I believe this is a strong comeback already, but still they need to survive. This is not done with 9 elimination points sure. They have one player standing. He should be able to revive, but the teammates throwable being deployed from Boss Army's Ash towards Shadow Shooters, who just won a Booyah on the map of Kalahari. It's a 1v3 situation. Will he get any knocker? Team support again. Hobson, it is the zone disadvantage now for Team Shadow Shooters. Vicky has to also move in because he's trying to get cover fire from the zone. He was barely having any HP, and through which all the advantage was claimed by Boss Army. 3 eliminations on the name, and Licky should be also get to revive very soon. And he's on the rooftop, running up and open, tanking up a lot of zone damage on the grounds of Twin Bridge. Now, breathing space will be provided by the team, but not by the blue zone.
This looks like candle burning on both sides, not just the blue zone, but another team trying to rush in against them. They need to be careful, because binoculars used at this point of time can be very, very dangerous. Zaidu, it seems like they know his location. They're going to track him down, come closer, and they want to end the story for the side of SS. I don't think so. It's going to be an easy fight for him to survive. And there it is. Another man gets taken down and finished off. And Shadow Shooters, just like that, are out of this lobby.
Shadow Shooters, 5 elimination points. And they had a lot of show in the previous map. Now, if with every different map comes a different story, this time Boss Army, they are trying to build up some story for themselves. They have realized it's only 2 maps remaining for them, and they have to buckle up. They have to bring in whatever best they have, whatever best they possess, because if they don't do it right now, they do not have any room of opportunity for knockout phase. 5 eliminations and a good route towards the safe zone. Farmtopia is always owned by Team Elite, and now Badge 99 also trying to come close in. Still, it's a long range to cover, but this should be the first fight. Look at this RNX. on the ground level of Farmtopia, they are contesting very nicely and strongly. On the rooftop of Farmtopia, totally contested by Team Elite. Imagine this being the circle, we might end up with heel battle as well.
Absolutely. And I hope we see a heel battle. Everybody are going to enjoy this final bit of that game. And there we'll be able to see some pocket markets coming in right on the rooftop or at the bottom. Everybody looking to get the super first aids as well. Whereas on the other side, PVS Gaming. Oh my god, what is that split? We have one player all the way towards the zip way. We have another person in another island altogether. And Yogi being chased away by Black Army. And I don't understand how he's going to survive that fight. Yogi on our screen, ladies and gentlemen, goes in for a close range battle, but Shanky is just gonna punish him with that shotgun and raise another one to end his misery.
9 teams, PVS again trying to go ahead, revive the teammates. Black Flag Army going a little passive, but look at Badge 99. 9 eliminations on their name, squad strong. Assassin also fighting against PVS. It's looking like everybody wants to start PVS, and now fight of Farmtopia also coming into the action. This fight was supposed to be taken a little later, but it is very immediate, and Boss Army is also coming to grab a piece of pie. And not only this, stole the entire cake from the vision of Desi RNX.
Now this is where the glue wall melters are going to come into play. And look at how Pahadi is looking so helpless at the situation. The last man standing, even he's got to be tagged off. Is this the end of Team Elite? Because both of them are down on their knee. They need to heal themselves. They need to revive. But I don't think so. That's going to be an easy job. As BA, Boss Army are going to come in closer, end their misery. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that Boss Army put an end for another team from the lobby. But Team Elite, what a disastrous performance today. There's not been one game where they're able to cherish success. I still wonder what's going wrong with them. Whereas on the other side, it seems like BA, they've started to taste their own medicine.
They went in for a third party. They owned Farmtopia, but now nobody, I believe this is the cursed region right now. Whoever tries to own the roof of Farmtopia there's every other team eyeing that area, and they are in the vision. They should go ahead, grab this monster truck and go out of sight, as the circle is also on the verge of shrinking. Beneath them they have got Black Flag Army. Across them they have got Desi RNX. Wow, what is this short of a shot coming in from the Divine, using hand cannons as well after delivering a lot of damage, which is going to help him get a player down, a deep down on his knees. Will he be revived is going to be a question. Yes, indeed, it is going to be Arman who will immediately revive him. Desi RNX have totally picked up the form that is needed into the final Q circuit of this day.
Desi RNX, they need to end the day on a good note. That's what they'll be trying to do. They want to do the hard work in the final 2 games, but Shanku, the way he got taken down, a beautiful shot coming in from the side of Bronny Negi. It's good for us to say that snipers are one of the players to watch out for in this meta as well. And now a new god of sniper is going to be coming by the end of this tournament, right? Pahadi, then you have Ronnie, then you have another player who's at the top of the MVP board. It's at the tip of my tongue, Tanya. Could you please refresh my memory? Siddharth, yeah, Siddharth. Yes. There are 3 strong snipers in this lobby, and it seems like by the end of this tournament, we're going to decide who's the best amongst them all.
Boss Army here, 12 eliminations already. They are choking everyone down with blue zone, and one they are holding on. They are the perfect example of gatekeeping, perfect rotation on the map of Nextra. Badge 99 getting eliminated. 7 teams only remaining now. Not enough time to revive as well. PVS Gaming, the last player, going in as passive as possible to grab those placement points. Prince again is going to shut the last man standing, and this is the end of PVS Gaming. Now we are down to 6 teams only.
6 teams, 22 people alive. But where one team has got that high ground advantage, how well are they going to make use of it? Look at the circle. And I'm waiting to see where the next circle is going to form up, because they're just going to push each and every team to bring out their A game. Assassin Army, they're on the safe corner of this map, but the Feek is going to get detected. And this is where things gonna get a little bit messy, as it's gonna be a BFA trying to push in against the side of Assassin Army. Throw builds are gonna be coming. Honey, very low on HP, is immediately gonna fall back. He understands the importance of it. Shanky has no clue. Another blue wall deployed it. Tafik, it's considered to be one of the strongest players in Free Fire Max today, and I would love to see his brilliance come out again.
And finally, Dafik should be the player to grab #1 position in absence of Team PSG. Now they are the center of the circle. They are being spotted on 2 different directions. On the first wing, they're getting one of the most consistent teams already eliminated. We are down to 4 teams. It is a chaos now. So does the RNX, one of the strongest teams spotted. Now Black Flag Army, 4 players strong. It's Dafik who needs to enter the circle, and he also needs to make sure he doesn't get spotted, which stands no chance as a thread right now. Vasio Esports not involving in any fight. They are trying to go as smooth and faster as possible. As soon as I say that, they fight in against Black Flag Army. To 1 player down on it means no chances of revenge. No, indeed, there's a stand of trap. And 4-man army again. Black Flag Army might take away the Booyah if this is how they cover themselves with blue wall.
Very, very good gameplay coming in from their side, but they need to understand that the circle shift is just gonna choke them up from one corner. Vasio yet again going back to their true colors. You know, they always wait out for the others to fight it, and then they come in. Assassin Army, the underconfidence with they showed in those fight against the side of BFA has backfired ruthlessly for them. But Boss Army on one side, they've shown utter dominance throughout the day, throughout this map at least, and they would like to end this map with a colorful Booyah. Trust me when I say this, and I don't think so it's gonna be easy for them. Yes, they'll have to watch out for Vasio Esports, because that is the only team which tend to sneak up at the final moments to cut your head off. But 16 eliminations, look at that. A 3v4 situation with everything going in favor of Vasio Esports, since they've got man advantage.
Boss Army trying to do the best they can. They do not want anyone to even come in the open area. Once the circle goes in for the final shot, I believe that is exactly where the teams are starting to shatter. And talking about shattering, Vasio Esports are facing a lot of foibles on their name, with only a few haystacks to get themselves from cover. How long will they be able to survive with all the glue wall melters already being deployed? Now there should have been some grenades actually to change. Oh, I did spot one landmine that has been placed. That is very smart coming in from the side of Vasio Esports. Bernish takes down Avijit. Again, Avijit being the MVP of the map on the grounds of Alpine is put to sleep as well. Vasio Esports survived this battle very firmly.
Absolutely, the landmines, that was an eagle eye from your side, but I love what's going to happen next. Look at what Shanku is trying to do. He's trying to hold the center of the circle rather than getting into this fight, because he understands it's all about trying to backstab Vasio Esports or not allowing them to come to the center of it all. A 3v4 situation with Shanku almost getting to 5 half his HP as Liquid gets taken down. Vasio Esports are now going to push in against him. Shanku needs to be careful no matter how many glue walls he's going to deploy. Divine needs to step up over here. Predator gets taken down. Manish on the other side is not gonna let them breathe. And an amazing Booyah has been taken away from the side of Vasio Esports. A technical gameplay. Another dance or a pose coming back from this player, because they started off with a Booyah. Now it seems like they're on the verge of ending the day. Yesterday there was a team which got 2 Booyahs, right? It was Assassin Army, and today Vasio are on the path to eradicate that history and try to create one. But this was the final moments of the game, where we'll have to look at how things turned out for the side of Vasio Esports.
Well, it was incredibly clear in their vision that we do not want to fight until there is finally 2 teams. Apart from that, the team that pushed them, they had a defense plan already very well set up. The player to just place few landmines that was very well needed, much needed, to not allow them to get eliminated. So it was a perfect defensive plan that was created.
Yeah.
Actually, the main plan was to continue what they did on the map of Bermuda, how they got themselves cocooned over a container to not engage in any fight. Same they
Yeah.
tried it with the hard compound they were holding on to, but zone did not allow them to. So still they had a defense plan. Vasio is the man who can make sure to survive until top 2, and then it's all about firepower and grab that Booyah.
No, it's just not about the firepower. It's about placing which player at what scenario, because he knows his players' strengths and weaknesses, and he knows how to cover their weakness, and that's the best part of Vasio. I've been seeing this man from the get-go. Once he understands that my team's weakness is this, he tends to work on it rather than allowing the players, and that is how he always stays strong and conquers any given lobby at any given point of time in his life. But this is how things turned out in this map, where it all started off with some early eliminations, where I really thought that PVS could have survived for a long period of time. Looking at their aggression, it seems like, they were a bit over aggressive, and the split backfired ruthlessly.
Badge 99 started off very strong, but could not continue furthermore, because with the aggression coming in from two different directions was something that they were not expecting at all. Badge 99 also had to fight a lot in the zone itself because of the longest route taken. But worst, I feel, is for the Team Elite. They had best of the compounds, best of the location, and Team Desi RNX had their own plan to get those 4 elimination points. But look at Boss Army, the boss behavior, throwables being introduced there to the player who was reviving teammates, that is from the Team Elite. Obviously, Boss Army gets all the elimination points there. They had the height advantage, due to which they were also able to take few elimination points from Badge 99. Now Kaushik, with that grenade launcher, delivered a lot of damage already. It was about 3 teams remaining in the final circle. This was the camping area that I was talking about, holding themselves into the tent with the glue wall cocoon, which Blue Zone did not allow.
I mean, look at how they executed the final fight as well. They knew that they can restrain the left side team and only concentrate on one team at a time, and that is how things become so much more special. But looking at the MVP, the number speaks for itself. The man who stood out for the side of Team Vasio Esports is Anshu26. He's got 7 eliminations against 5 assists, but the damage just 6 shy from 3,000 itself.
Anshu played really well and deserves to be on the MVP board, because the way he not only went on the frontal foot but also made sure to play the defense line very strongly about where to place what and how to just disengage from a fight, or maybe when once they engage they're already low on HP, and then few shotguns should do the deal. And that is exactly how Vasio Esports survived the close range duel, and they ended up in top 2, and then obviously rest is history. They are the featured team on the Booyah board, with Anshu being the MVP for the team, 7 eliminations, and followed by 6 eliminations coming in from the side of Manish, Kaushik, obviously 2 eliminations, 2 crucial one, and then comes Predator with 1 elimination. Let's not try to consider about how many eliminations they took, but look at the damage points that they have dealt. 2 eliminations with 2500 worth of damage, and 7 massive assists coming in from the side of Kaushik. So he has individually involved himself with so many duels, sure not ending up by giving the knocker or the finisher, but sure helping the teammates to get those sort of finishes.
Obviously, right, Kaushik is the IGL for this kind of a lineup, and Kaushik has always been the IGL for previous lineups as well. He was one of the players to watch out for, and he's carrying forward Legacy's IGL style. But coming back to the overall standing, just 3 points shy is Boss Army, all thanks to their firepower of getting 16 eliminations, over 9 placement points, a total of 25 points coming in from their side. Badge Army as well. Even though they couldn't survive for a long period of time, their aggression spoke for itself. But look at the bottom of the table, Tanya. Team Elite, Desiam, and Jaunty Gaming. 3 names you do not want to see in the bottom are right now at the bottom itself.
And that definitely breaks my heart. And this particular Booyah coming in from the side of Team Vasio, we get to see them finally on number one, the team that we all have been waiting for to bring up some action. But having said that, it's good to see Assassin Army also buckled up with equalizing themselves with BinZ Gaming scoreline. They see RNX as well with that one good map, bringing them in top 6 of the leaderboard. Today's day is all about bringing the best score that you can, and this is the final stretch that is going to be there. Last random map. Come on, if I had to ask you to predict, which one is it going to be?
Today I have a feeling it could be Purgatory, because because Purgatory had a little bit of a water warfare today, and even though they were snipers, they were challenged perfectly. Everything about map of Purgatory were looking nice. So I want to see another Purgatory. I want to see some new teams to show up. Yesterday as well, even though it was next era, and which paved path for another new team to pick up Alpine, and it paved way for another team to end the day on a good note. I want Purgatory this time around, so that the teams in the bottom can have an opportunity to showcase their true talent.
I would want Bermuda to happen actually. I did not get to cast today, right? Bermuda and Purgatory. So somewhere I would want to have those two maps, any out of the two. And particularly Bermuda, because Bermuda is, all the teams are all in. Nobody is hesitant. Everybody is comfortable about any fight that they pick up. And the final circle again ends up in the chaos. It's never about how that is going to happen.
Absolutely. Now, let's not forget to see which of these maps is going to be selected. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your fingers crossed. There it is. It's going to be Purgatory this time. And that means it's time for us to look at what has happened in the previous Purgatory as well. Now, somewhere, I've not seen my luck being so good when it comes to map selection whatsoever. But it seems like Lady Luck is on my side. But I hope that you're also happy, because you wanted either of these maps, and ultimately we got one of them.
Well, talking about Purgatory, all I can remember is Jaunty Gaming dancing, doing the celebration dance after getting that Booyah. And then during the interview, he was already very shocked. Ouch! It was an ouch moment for him. Oh my God, was I spotted by so many people viewing my dance?
Surely, but ladies and gentlemen, you know how it is. The map analysis is going to come now. Let's relive the final moments of Purgatory to understand what Jaunty Gaming did right in that game. So once we understand that, we can look forward to what's going to happen in the upcoming game as well, because it's all about trying to break down and see what the devil looks like. As I said, the devil lies in the details. We'll be heading to see how things were. This is where Jaunty Gaming had some early access inside the circuit. And what they did, they just directly went on BZ. Now BZ at this point of time were very busy concentrating on one side of the map. As we can see, PVS, DR, they were all busy in one corner, and BFA and Black Army were the only two teams who were trying to be on the other side. No, it was obvious that DR and PVS will have to make it inside of the circle, and that is where Jaunty as well as BZ's, both of them were really busy looking at these teams. Let me remind you, Vasio as well was one crazy survivor who was trying to float himself, try to swim his way inside. BFA on the other side was also one of those teams. All of these teams had to make it inside the circle, but the only team which had some hard compound was obviously BZ and Jaunty Gaming. But it was not just that. When the DR tried to make it inside, as well as BFA was also trying to make it inside, that is when BZ's became a little bit busy, and Jaunty Gaming was wanting an opportunities to strike. And let's not forget that Assassin Prince from a distance in the sniper tower was just watching all of this take place, and only fired when necessary to pick up those eliminations. And even though Jaunty Gaming had an idea that there's a player this side, they just concentrated on the teams in front of them. The final game took place in this red circle where we saw Jaunty Gaming and DR as well. Now they see RNX, they were inside of the compound, and Jaunty were like, you know what, let's wait it out, let's take our time, because it was a 2v1v1 situation. They know everything was under their control. So what did they do? They waited for the solo man to come out in the open, and that is when they struck him hard. And yes, let's not forget that BFA was also over here. Ronnie Negi was also trying to do his best, and Assassin Prince was also there. Now, Assassin Prince, he was like the catalyst in this equation. He was the person who always kept looking forward. Since 60% of this map was water, nobody concentrated on looking towards that side of the map. Yes, a slow rotation from the side of BFA could have been so much better, but ultimately it was all about Jaunty Gaming, and they were waiting for BFA. Now, when BFA made it inside the circle as well, they went into the rooftops, and that is how BFA Hacker was able to survive more than Ronnie Negi. And once the circle started to shrink in, Hacker couldn't do much. He had to step out of his cover. He had to get inside of the building. Whereas Jaunty, they knew the presence of Prince. They knew they can't expose themselves towards the Prince region. And Prince also had to come to the center of the circle, which was highly impossible because he had to walk out in the open. So 2 players of Jaunty, Hemu was busy looking at Prince, as well as the other player was looking at Hacker. So everything was sorted. Even though Prince tried to take some shots against the side of BFA, I don't think so it was easy for them. And finally, when the high end was on, that is where Jaunty Gaming just pounced on Hacker, put an end to him, and after that is when the fun actually began. Because when Hacker was kind of busy inside of the building, he wasted a lot of time to step out of his cover, which was kind of hard. And that is where Prince, he couldn't peek out much because he was always being tagged. At one point of time, I really thought that Prince is now going to come out of his cover and try to take that middle region, the red mark middle region, but he couldn't do so because Jaunty Gaming were too good trying to hold on to their ground, and that is how the cookie crumbled. And hopefully this time in the Purgatory, not 60% of the map, at least the 100% of the final circle, I expect to be inside of the waters.
Do you want to go swimming? I'm sure it's summer, but I don't see any circle coming in towards the water routes because I believe it has already happened once. It should be an
Let it be
urban
Moat
area
House
this
at
time.
least. Come on.
Moat House should be the final circle. Well, that would be a very interesting one for sure, but
Yeah.
let's see. I believe Moat House should be the place for initiating the first battle there, but the final circle should end up somewhere near to Brasilia itself and not anywhere near to the island, anywhere near to the water routes near to the island. And if that happens, then I would want to see those rafts being used and shots being fired there. If not that, then no water routes. It's fine for me. But coming towards the map of Purgatory, I really like the positioning coming in from Assassin Army's Prince. He really hid himself so well, covered himself so well. There were 4 teams on the other side fighting against each other, but it was all about one man disengaging from any fight possible to get that third placement point, and which is very nicely done.
Yeah, absolutely. When you know that you can't take any more fights, when you know that you're one person who's trying to survive, it's better to go for that extra position point, placement point, rather than going and taking a fight and giving away that elimination. But I understand it comes up with a little bit of a problem as well, because ultimately it's about you gaining 1 point in one way or the other. Yes, some people dare to go pick up or an elimination point. Some people try to avoid those fights, just like how Vasya Esports tried to.
Yes, well, talking about Vasya Esports, they are the number 1 team on the leaderboard, but will they be able to end the day being on the number 1 as well? Well, this is going to be the map of Purgatory for Skyesports Pro League Free Fire Max, and this is the final stretch for Group A, because after that, they do not have any room of opportunity in the knockout phase for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the flight trajectory that is diagonally cut from northern to southern side and consisting of all 3 islands. Spread out should not be the cause of concern, but what really concerns me is, where is Team Elite? Why are they heading towards Marble Works instead of their home ground, Ski Lodge?
I don't know, some new strategy coming up, but Crossroads is where 2 teams are crossing path with one another, and PVS yet again with a kerfuffle with that of Daisy RNX, and I hope they both are prepared for what's going to happen over here. Every single time we are seeing that either PVS picks up the first blood or being a casualty of that first blood as well. Now, Adi Yogi, ABC Yogi on one side, finished off immediately. The revival also comes in, but that's not going to matter much as Reiti gets taken down. A good support coming in from the side of Eco, who's trying to make it above, and there, a perfect shot. Warrior was also trying to think the same, but the boost which was given by Reiti helps Eco pick up 1, and then they continue their assault yet again.
Well, that was a very good escalated fight from the side of PVS Gaming. They have realized they have to buckle up, and on the course, Desi Army is again put to sleep. They were one of the weakest links in this group currently, and there's nothing much more we can talk about. They could have been better for sure. As soon as I say that, other Desi team, already known as Desi RNX, were with humongous amount of elimination points and Booyah points. They were not the Booyah points, I believe, but yeah, only the elimination points. They were spotted on number one. They are also eliminated. Now, this is going to bring in very strong shuffle to the overall scorecard. As soon as I say that, Assassin Prince also struggling to survive against shadow shooters Bache.
Oh my god, Shubu, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was being a little clever to sit inside of the vehicle and trying to run away, but he eventually gets detected. And now Bache, the last man standing for the team, he not only have to revive his teammate, but also both of them need to revive their teammates as well. 3 eliminations strong is what they're looking, but look who is come in close vicinity. It's Assassin Army. And I don't think so Assassin Army will want to lose this opportunity. They know that they have a chance to eliminate another team and take this fight to the end. Tafi is going to be coming down, and Bache is trying to put down these birds in the sky. But what Bache is doing amongst all these things is also giving away his location. And look at what Prince has done over here. His location has been compromised, almost gets taken down. Just surviving with a sliver of HP. Needs to be careful, but being a little overconfident again gets knocked out. Shadow Shooter slowly recovering from this fight. Honey comes in closer. Even he'll pay a very, very hefty price for coming in alone. Assassin Army not coming in as a group is paying very heavily for them.
Well, if you come one by one against 3 players, this is the end that you can get. And sure, Shadow Shooters Zedu is going to give revival to his teammate. We have 10 teams in the lobby, 3 minutes down, and many more to go. On the grounds of Central, we do not see Vasio Esports. Long gone are the days when Vasio Esports used to contest for the grounds of Central, and now coming towards Assassin Army with 2 elimination points here, they are going into the mouth of death. Because if they go running up and open, are they even aware about Shadow Shooter's existence very nearby? Shibu being having an eagle eye view here, Dapik spotted and will be taken down in no time because Bache just aggressing himself, rushing himself against Dapik. 5 eliminations already and many more to go because Assassin Army have landed up in such a big trouble. Well, they used the revival point there and they did it right as well. They wanted to make sure Prince comes back to the action.
Oh, is it going to be easy? Assassin Army. Yes, Duffy gets detected, finally gets taken down as well. But a very, very good use of a Tatsuya ability. He ran away from that sniper, and luckily the opponents did miss 1 or 2 shots, or else it would have been a way early elimination. But speak about snipers, we have got the god himself on our screens. Pahadi still unable to show his true talent. And Team Elite, look at how strong this team is. Zap, Old Monk, Mr. J. I mean, that does bring a lot of memories, if I'm not wrong, Tanya. These people have been champions in few places, and it seems like they've forgotten that they were once champions.
I believe they have to build up whatever they are building anytime soon. They're already 6 maps down now. Only 6 remain for Team Elite, which is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, the knockout phase is going to have Group A and C. Group B is already all done with 12 maps. And talking about Pahari here, Pahari was wearing an amazing Godzilla suit, looked really, really nice on him, and which looked uniquely nice. Boss Army crossing the path, not engaging in any fight. Now that is shocking because Boss Army have got in habit, if they spot an enemy, they definitely go in engaging in all the fights possible, and they do. They do, and they're gonna be reaping benefits for it. Yogi gets taken down, but PVS, they understand the importance of getting that loot in the arsenal and immediately falling back. But are they prepared for what's going to happen next? Look at how the UAV is going to be deployed to get the location of these players. But it's just in the wrong direction. And PVS are going to survive for a few more minutes. Shanku has come in and relayed the information that he can see a glue wall. And now they know the location.
Absolutely, PBS. Now they have a trump card in their hand. They can punish the opponents, but Eco gets taken down. Reiti and Nancy have a great opportunity. Reiti trying to do his best in the close range is also going to fall prey for the strap. Nancy, the last man standing. I hope he doesn't get detected. He also does by another team at a distance. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, PBS also bids goodbye from the lobby. But look at what's happening over here. Boss Army versus that of BFA, which is taking place. And it seems like BFA are having fun taking down ruthlessly the side of BA.
Like Army against Boss Army. Two armies are up against each other, and now it's going to be Abhijit, who's already down on his knees with the long range weapon coming in from Boss Army's side. Divine was the sniper there. Shanko down on his knees as well. So does Shanky. Arsh is also down. And now, will there be any support system coming in? Will there be any revival? That still stands a question. What a shot connection coming in from the side of Divine, but he will be immediately traded off and getting eliminated. Now, the lifeline is only Licky, who was very well aware about the threats that they were holding upon. Now, Boss Army's last man using the vehicle, chasing out of sight to go ahead and revive his teammates, because that is how exactly they can win. Again, a passive set of mind from Team Elite Arca. Now it's high time they remember that they are the strongest team within the lobby and they can do whatever they want to. And they're doing is just holding an angle and then being shut down by any team who's crossing them.
Now, Pahari. I see a sniper being held by Pahari. I'm like, go for it, go for it. You've got the talent, go for it. After all, you're called the god of sniper. But again, it seems like they're having a mature gameplay. If you see, Pahari is trying to hold the center of the circle. He feels that somewhere the circle might end up right next to the river shorelines. And that's why he's got that 1v3 split. He's thinking about ending the day on a good note. Even though I know that it's a good sign, but with no eliminations, in case something goes wrong, they'll have nothing to breathe upon. Look at what's happening over here. Russia is holding on to his nerve, and I wonder how Level Up did not detect him behind this pillar of the bridge. And there was an opportunity as well for him to take down the player, but I wonder why he's holding back. Hemu, he does look at him, but look at how the spread is. BFA trying to make it inside the circle now. Binoculars being used just to make sure that there's nobody inside of the circle as they make it in. Look at what's happening. Russia slowly takes advantage of being silent so far and immediately gets one confirmation as well.
Well, what sort of a trigger discipline was it, buddy? It takes a lot of effort to be so patient that whenever you hit hard. And it was Wolverine who faced the strat of trigger discipline. Coming back to the Assassin Army, they've got no good cover. All they have got is a lot of blue walls with, again, blue wall melters, flame guns being used, assassins, honey and Dapit. There's no way they can survive. That sort of M79s being used. Old Monk using the grenade launcher, the ultimate weapon to decimate the existence of Assassin Army. Finally, we get to see Team Elite bringing in up some good action on the table.
Old Monk, it's like the beast has found his weapon. It's like He-Man has pulled out a sword. I would love to see Old Monk more with those grenade launchers. And who can forget what wonders he can do with that one, gun in his hand. Hoping to see some more of this action anytime soon. But Team Elite, now they understand the circle is away from them. Before they head inside the circle, they also want to understand the importance of checking their backlines. Finally, 3 eliminations. And Pahadi sniper. See, look at how the binoculars have been used. Perfectly placed. Now the complete location of BZs have been revealed, right? And now they'll be very, very careful. Not being detected, but shots are going to be given towards them. Sniper, can you do some action over here? Yes, connects one, connects second one as well. And puts so much of fear in the shadow, in the hearts of the opponents. And the Skylar ability as well to remove those glue walls as quickly as possible. And Pahadi, he's aware somebody's coming from the backlines.
He's holding an angle. And look at Vincent. Well, this is what exactly Pahari is made of, and these are the shots that we would want to see from Pahari. And finally, by the end of the day, it is Team Elite showing its true colors. Team Elite trying to enter Team Elite just beneath them. Wingzers have not got any elimination points, but several knocks, and the players have been revived. A good cover fire, a good rush, a perfect execution coming in from the side of Team Elite. This should be the end of Wingzers gaming here. If at all Yan Shubo survives this duel, then there could be some difference. And no, Pahari is very sure of getting one, followed by other support coming in from Old Mock. Team Elite, Mr. J bags 4 eliminations, and it is a squad wipe in a minute of execution. This is perfection. This is Team Elite, and this is what exactly we missed coming in from the side of Team Elite.
Now Shadow shooters, they need to be careful. They're trying to taunt the bear. Pahari gets taken down. Team Elite, they're going to be regretting this decision. But from a distance, what they can do is try to save their teammate. And all they can do is see him succumb to the fight which took place so close to his, his vicinity. But again, they have an opportunity. But look at Old Monk, 9 eliminations. A solo lion roaring right now in this lobby. But he needs to be careful. He needs to understand that he needs to revive his IGL. Pahari with that sniper in his hand yet again can do a lot of damage. And the kind of opening he again prepared for his team was phenomenal. As on the other side, we have Black Flag Army. They have their eyes set on, and they're just gonna make sure that Black Army says goodbye from the lobby. Likit just coming out and laying in the open shows the opponent that, you know what, I'm right here. Finish me off and make sure that you have that elimination point.
Shadow shooters already eliminated. Black Flag Army, 13 eliminations already. Vasi on the grounds of Brasilia, being in the center of the circle, very closely attached to Jonty Gaming, as well as Badge 99. Team Elite also finally trying to enter the circle. There are only 2 men Army over there, so they have to make sure they go as passive as possible and do not engage themselves into the fight, due to which they do not get any placement points. 18 players in the lobby, 5 teams, only 2 teams having the eliminations on their name, which is Black Flag Army and Team Elite. Badge 99, Jonty Gaming, Team Vasio, they still have to open an account in terms of elimination. Chrono ability being used here will buy themselves enough time to revive and also heal up. And now flame guns. Well, it is a hellfire coming from above.
Absolutely, couldn't have said that better. But Vasio Esports, the silent slithering snakes. Look at what Manish is doing, setting up another landmine. He knows the importance of using those utilities. Whereas BFA, they need to be careful. They can't stay here for a long time. And I wonder what has happened to Team Elite until now. Have they revived their play? They have not. They'll be looking to end things on a good note. But the circle is just going to betray them to go far away from them. But again, the stars have aligned, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Vasio as well as the side of BFA.
Well, right now it's Badge 99. The team to not be in the center of the circle has got all the advantage to get all the knockdown players as well as knock down the players and get elimination points through the windows, through the pixels. They are able to deliver a lot of damage, and having said that, it is level up using hand cannons to get those eliminations, or maybe knocks for now, because the players are being... Nope! There was a second shot fired from level up from hand cannon and gets the elimination point secured. It is the first elimination points procured by Jonty Gaming. 3 teams surviving just for the sake of placement points, and no elimination points gets an opener finally. It's only Wolverine who hasn't been eliminated yet. He has got the revival points ready, but I believe there's not much of advantage here. Hemu trying to get elimination points as well. Throwables being exchanged to no knock, to no harm.
This is where things are going to turn interesting, because Vasio are in the first floor, and the same goes for Badge 99. Whereas Jonty on the other side, they have one opportunity to come around the building and try to capture the only hard compounds inside the circle. Now they can do that very well. Whereas Vasio on the other side, they know they've lived this moment not once but twice but thrice. I don't know how many times they've lived this moment actually.
Oh,
Look at what happens over here. Abai gets taken down. Badge 99, they need to be careful. They need to now make it to the center of the circle, and that is where things can go wrong. And look at what happens. Predator tried to extend himself with that glowing Naruto. He's going to be punished, and Kaushik is waiting for an opportunity to strike. In case Badge as well as Jonty try to come out of the hard compounds, that is when these 2 teams are just going to go berserk. It'll be Vasio as well as Black Flag Army.
4 teams, 13 players waiting for the circle to take an action, and they do not want to engage in any fight. Jaunty Gaming and Vasio, both of them having 4-men strong army. It is badge 99. They are facing a lot of throwables coming from both the direction, and they might have ended up using all the health. No, they do have health kits on their name as of now, and it's the player who was trying to run up and open where it will be spotted by Predator, giving him some shots, healing himself up again, and it's a window pixel. That is all he needs. He'll miss that shot. Now that shouldn't have been missed because there was no way Hemu could have been revived there.
Absolutely. We need to be careful in what's going to happen next because I believe now a lot of detail are going to be missed out. Look at how Jaunty Gaming are having a bit of an issue from the side of Badge 99 because they understand the importance of staying up in the top floor, and that is how they'll be able to make it. But Vasio Esports, no matter how many times they're going to get taken down, they have enough inventory, enough utility to always get revived and again come back on their feet. But amongst all these things, the silent spectators have to be the side of Black Flag Army. You have not shown any signs of coming out to pick up these frags because yes, man disadvantage is one thing, and second thing is that they might get shot at. But Amo, he's been that huge wall between any other team and his teammates getting taken down.
He's having an off angle. If anybody tries to attack up and open, it will be Hemu who will be the first one to connect any shots. Right now, the sirens have been heard. The circle goes in for the final shrink, and this is where the things are going to go messy on all 4 different directions from all 4 teams remaining. The upper grounds and lower grounds being shared by Vasio Esports and Black Flag Army. They will ultimately have to move, and Hemu here tries to move out of sight. Tyler being used, blue wall decimated, and it is Hemu who will be shut down by Anshu immediately. Vasio Esports bringing in all the best actions that they have. 3 eliminations on their name, no loss of player. Badge 99 also struggling, no elimination on their name, no good cover for themselves. It's all about the blue walls that they have to work around. Shivam going up and open, and once you go in open, there's no way Predator is going to allow you to survive. It was the freeze bomb that took him down.
Absolutely, Vasio dominating this lobby right now. I think they are on the verge of creating history. They want to make sure that they have 50% success rate in a day, and I don't think so. It's a joke. Not anybody can do it apart from one single team who have their name written all over this map right now. Look at from what corners, every nook and cranny of this map, we can see the name popping up. BFA on the other side, 13 elimination. They also know that they might be to the center of the circle, and they will look forward to going for a heal battle as well. 13 in the hands of Hacker. As Vasio, I wonder how much they've got for themselves, and look at to which center they're holding. Amin comes down. They have fortified themselves as well. Now everybody are going to step out of this cover. Look at how Manish has come out. He knows Amin's location. He needs to be careful. That is where another elimination might go in their favor. And there it is, BFA completely shut down the side of Jaunty Gaming. And Vasio Esports are also trying to do the same as well. They are the last team standing. Hacker gets detected. He's going to be rushed in air. They're not going to allow him to heal as a player on the top. He's going to continue to do so. And the Booyah is going to be snatched away from this lobby into the hands of Team Vasio. What a gameplay. 3 Booyahs in a single day shows that this team is the team to reckon with. This team is the team to watch out for.
And this was the question I gave to the audience as well as us about will this team be able to dominate in the final map as well? And yes, they do. They take away the 3rd Booyah on their name. Sure, not much of elimination points, but this is also a handsome amount of points where they can retain the number 1 position that they have been achieving since previous 2 maps. Somewhere, Black Flag Army could be spotted on the number 1 of leaderboard. Booyah or no Booyah, they had a massive amount of elimination points which nobody could put them down. Sometimes it is like no matter whatever any team does, it's all about Team Vasio Esports deciding to not to peak to any team until the final circle, and this is the best strategy that this team has. 3 Booyahs in a day, and they have cemented the number 1 position as the day has already come to an end.
I mean, I just loved every bit of that game. I mean, just imagine you have Ansh, who's so strong when it comes to close range. The whole team can just rely on you and just relax. And that 1v3 split. The advantage you have when you have 4 men standing in the final circle, that has been beautifully portrayed by the side of Vasio Esports over here. What they did, they retained one player on first floor, sent the rest three of them to the bottom, made sure that the opponents do not heal but are busy deploying glue walls, so that the player on top can heal himself and somehow pull his team into Booyah. And that was phenomenally done. But this is how the cookie crumble. I would love Thanya to take us through.
Team PVS, well, they did definitely try to bring in whatever best they could, but ultimately they went in for few elimination points, could not end up absolutely cleanly surviving until top 3, because once the victors turned into victims of other teams. Right now, Boss Army, they had a good strategy as well, but ultimately the split that they went into, they lost a few players. Shadow shooters, they had perfect angle, perfect position, but somewhere around the corner they started losing players, and then going towards revival point made them lose much more. Boss Army, they had nowhere to go. It was Black Flag Army who hoisted their flags on that particular ground. All they had to do is leave the grounds of Central and move towards the safe zone. Team Elites, this battle was worth watching million times, because here I got the glimpse of what actually Team Elite is built up of.
Absolutely, but Pahadi's distance somehow backfired, because Shadow shooters, and then stuck Pahadi. Even though they were eliminated, they did the biggest damage they could against the side of Team Elite. And in case Pahadi was surviving until the final moments of this game, I'm 100% sure they would have been the right contenders for the side of Vasio Esports.
Black Flag Army again, they had 13 eliminations already when 5 teams are surviving, and then everybody who's trying to move out of the hard compound. And yeah, this is the jump from the window which you were talking about. Players are already very low on HP. All they had to do was connect itsy and bitsy of few lids, and then ending up with 8 elimination points. Vasio Esports gained that third Booyah on their name, and MVP, obviously there was nobody but Anshu with 3 elimination points, 3 assists, and 1962 worth of damage points. Sure doesn't match up to the elimination points, but sure, he did bring in some knocks on the table which could not be confirmed.
Now with this, it's good for us to say that Ansh might be the MVP of the day itself, and he's going to be the top contender, because this is the second time I'm seeing that big smile on his face pop up on our screens. And Vasio Esports, oh my goodness, they came in with an intent, they came in with a mission, and they've successfully completed that mission to gain as many Booyahs as possible. And look at that. They not have much eliminations, to be frank. Look at how Kaushik, he has just got 300 damage, barely any damage being dealt from his side. His job was just to heal his teammates, make sure that he enjoys the view of the assault which these teammates are going to do. Then you have the side of Manish, who was trying to always keep the enemies at bay. Then you have Ansh and Predator. Predator especially, he never gave up the top of that building, even though he's been shot at several times and got knocked out several times itself.
It was all about the control of the center of the position, and it was a good zone read. Vasio Esports has got somewhere a particular zone read which definitely ends up for them being into the final circle. Coming towards the overall scorecard, we both were very sure of that it's Black Flag Army with the 17 elimination points that they earned, with total of 26 points. Second position on the chart. Team Vasio bagging a Booyah with 20 total points. Team Elite finally spotted in top 3 with 18 points. Now it has been Z. Finally, they are shaken. They are not spotted in top 3. PVS Gaming tried their best, couldn't come in with the true colors which they wanted to show. Boss Army picked up the momentum but could not retain towards rotation, where they were knocked down or eliminated by Black Flag Army.
Absolutely. Now these are the moments for us to cherish the overall standing of day 2, or the standings of day 2 for now. And look at how many times we're able to see Vasio Esports on left side, from Bermuda to next era to Purgatory. And if they conquer Alpine and Kalahari, it's good for us to say that the kings of every single map they play. But yes, they're going to be on the top of the table with the 92 points and 3 Booyahs with limited eliminations. But right behind them, catching up very closely, is going to be Black Flag Army, who have got 90 points in total with 46 eliminations. That's the highest number of eliminations today in 6 games played. Assassin Army, they're not at all bothered about gaining those Booyahs, but they know how to play the game when it comes to eliminations and try to stay to the center of the circle, due to which they'll be rewarded with 71 points.
Princess Gaming pushed down. They gave their best in terms of placement points, elimination points. This is the team who had the perfect balance everywhere. But last two maps did not end up exactly as they wanted to. They were victims of several teams. They tried to pick up fights actually in multiple angles, and they couldn't end up exactly as they wanted to. Talking about the MVP leaders, here we go ahead with number one being Anshu. Obviously, there's no competition there, with total of 16,313 damage dealt by him. Coming towards the second MVP leader, which is Assassin Army's Prince, and third comes TSG Legend with 24 eliminations on his team. 28, 26, 24, pretty close. But the interesting part is PSG Legend not playing today, still being spotted in top 3. Now that is something he has already delivered, worth of 12 maps in total of 6 maps that he's played, followed by Hemu and Gyanrup. They are with 18 and 17 eliminations respectively.
Absolutely well said. Legend has already done the job for 12 maps, and just imagine what he can bring to the table tomorrow, because this team is going to be coming back to decimate the lobby. But we have to be careful because their strategy is now an open book. But look at the elimination leader right now. On the top is going to be Ansh with 28 eliminations. Dafiq is going to be catching up closely with 27. We had Prince yesterday on top of it all with 26. But it seems like two of these assaulters are now trying to replace them. But no, Sadiq was the person yesterday who ended up on the first place. I'm sorry. But Prince and Dafiq, both of them have somehow caught up to the top 3 position. But ladies and gentlemen, the overall standing, and now we have Vasio on the top spot with 159 points after 12 games being played. It's good for us to say there's no way we're gonna miss them in the grand finals. Assassin Army as well, they played their 12 games. Now the question arises, can Desi Army make it? I don't think so. But let's look at the cutoff which is happening over here. The 12 games played, and there's just 2 teams who are in that 5th to 6th position itself.
Talking about top 6 here, there's only one team who is spotted with six matches played and are there retaining their position to nobody take them down of the first part of the leaderboard. Somewhere TSG was one of the most dominant team, gained 127 points out of 6 maps, and there are teams which are, even if we add up to 2 to 3 teams, there is going to be then the score of 127 points. Team Vasio definitely ruled the day today, with the only team having a triple Booyah on their name. Sure, we do have 2 Booyahs on the name of Assassin Army. They couldn't have one today. Prince tried to deliver whatever they had to. But Team Vasio, finally, Arka, we were waiting for the moment to say that Team Vasio is now not overshadowed by any new teams coming aligned towards the match of Skyesports Pro League FFM Max.
Absolutely. I mean, I just loved every bit of today, because there are some stars who are showing that they are the next rulers. And just imagine, now we have Vasio and his teammates, the new set of youngsters who are actually showing that they are capable of carrying forward the legacy of Vasio Esports, and he has chosen the right kind of lads for himself. And whereas on the other side we have Team Elite, who need to step up, who have now understood, they've learned the lesson the hard way, but that doesn't mean that they can't bounce back. Tomorrow we can expect them, but now we'll be heading towards the interview which is happening on the Hindi desk, and let's see what the
मुमकिन है, पर 3 बूयास भी हैं, ये नया लाइन जुड़ जाएगा आज।
भाई थैंक यू। और फिर बताओ कैसा लगा आज 3 बुया?
3 बुया तो हम लोग को बहुत अच्छा लगा, बट मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि कल का दिन था, ठीक है, कल का दिन एक भी बुया नहीं निकला। ऐसा एक दिन में क्या कर दिया कि आज 1 नहीं 2 नहीं 3 बुया निकाल दिए?
जो कल की गलतियां, मतलब वो डायलॉग है ना, हम गलतियों से सीखते हैं, तो वही बस सीखे हम थोड़ा थोड़ा कि कहाँ गलतियां हो रही है, कहाँ नहीं, क्या हमें मतलब चीजें चेंज करनी चाहिए। और उससे मतलब कल हमारा मतलब ज्यादा दिक्कत मुझे लगता है कि पहले तो कैरेक्टर सिलेक्शंस में वो बहुत हो रहा था कि ये जो नया रूल है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जो नया रूल है बहुत अच्छा है कि मतलब 4 प्लेयर सेम कैरेक्टर्स मतलब रख ही नहीं सकते, सब अलग अलग है ना, तो वो एक अच्छा रूल, उसकी वजह से शायद से थोड़ा ऐसे आगे पीछे हुआ। बट आज भाई लड़कों ने बहुत अच्छा खेला।
Of course.
अंशु तीनों बार अंशु MVP, तो मतलब अंशु का क्या सीन था और किस तरीके से वो गेम खेल रहे थे आज?
देखो सच बताता हूँ, जितना मतलब मेरे से ज्यादा जो एक और बंदा है जो अभी सीन में नहीं है, जिसका नाम अभी नहीं है, मतलब वो आसपास ही है हमारे, आप उसको देख भी सकते हो शायद से, उनका ज्यादा योगदान है, तो वो ज्यादा बता पाते अपने को। पर अंशु भाई सच्ची में बहुत प्यारा खेलता है और अच्छा है, लड़का भी बहुत अच्छा है, और होप सो वो भाई बहुत आगे जाए। तो अपकमिंग स्टार नहीं, वो स्टार ही है, वो स्टार ही है भाई, वो स्टार है।
जय हाँ, अंशु स्टार है। पर मैं वास्तव आपसे एक चीज पूछूंगा कि अभी इस टाइम पे आप लोग किस तरीके से ड्रिल कर रहे हो, किस तरीके से ग्राइंड कर रहे हो, क्योंकि एक नया फॉर्मेट है एंड आई थिंक सो वासु आपके लिए भी काफी कुछ नया होगा सीखने को, देखने को, क्योंकि नए रूल्स आए हैं। तो किस तरीके से ड्रिल कर रहे हो आजकल एंड क्या प्लानिंग चल रही है आजकल टीम के बीच में? मतलब ज्यादा कुछ सीक्रेट्स मत बताओ, ओवरऑल।
ओवरऑल तो यही है कि लाइक अभी हम जो छोटी छोटी इवेंट्स होती हैं उसमें थोड़ा अग्रेसिव खेलने की ट्राई कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि
Okay.
जो रूल है 80 पॉइंट्स वाला, तो उसके लिए वो थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी
होता है।
उसका 80 पॉइंट्स रिकवर करने की कोशिश करते हैं, फिर आखिरी लास्ट के जो मैचेस होंगे उसके
Great.
पे फोकस कर रहे हैं।
ग्रेट ग्रेट, थैंक यू सो मच वासियो, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हम लोग के साथ जुड़ने के लिए, एंड वी विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट। आप आगे भी ऐसे ही परफॉर्म करो। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग।
थैंक यू।
Arka, there's one thing that he said. We learned from our yesterday's mistake to make sure that today everything falls right. Now, that should be the perfect mentality. And this is Mr. Vasio himself, Vasio Esports team that is participating. And if this is the mentality passed on to the teammates, I believe you will always learn for your mistakes and show your growth. And today, it was all the difference coming in from this entire team.
Now, this is what experienced players carry. They know how to learn from their mistakes, like in the snap of a finger. They do not have to wait for somebody to come and point out that this is your mistake, this is what is happening. Now, when you have a player like Vasio in your team, it's like having the big brain of Free Fire Max. And, all you have to do is just connect to this mind, try to understand. He also spoke about how they train themselves throughout, right? When it comes to small tournaments or small scrims, what they do is tend to play a little bit aggressive so they can keep their firepower intact. And when it comes to the main games, they have this controlled aggression mindset, which has always been a great success for this team. So I think he's enjoying. And yes, correctly pointed out, he spoke about his mistake learning. And the second most important thing is that he asked us, how did you feel about the 3 Booyahs?
Yes. He was the one to say, did you guys finally appreciate us? And he also appreciated the tournament format about each individual not being able to repeat the active ability, due to which he said yesterday was our settling point. Today we understood the concept and tried to rearrange about the active abilities, which helped us earn 3 Booyahs back to back. No, not sure back to back, but yeah, total of 3 Booyahs on the name. So somewhere they are learning and also appreciating altogether about how not the repetition of any one skill. Or see, if there's all players using one skill, the Free Fire Max's main concern is about how you can distribute the abilities to bring in best team.
Exactly.
And that is the exact example which Vasio Esports brought into the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if Vasio are able to learn this quickly, I can expect Team Elite to also do the same, because they've got 3 big brains out there. Old Monk slowly able to show off his true firepower skills with the grenade launcher. Pahadi slowly coming back to show his sniper skills. So it seems like, even this team is back in its track. And tomorrow's domination, it's good for us to say that TSG might find a team to challenge them on top of the table, just in case Team Elite actually shows up with their true colors. Again, Total Gaming as well is another big team which we need to speak about, who have not done that great when it comes to day one, and they will also be learning from their mistakes. They'll also be sitting and watching, because they've got some abundance experience sitting in the brains of Aju.
Yes, absolutely. Team Total Gaming is one of the team to watch out for tomorrow. Team Elite as well. And obviously, my eyes are all upon what does Team TSG does it, because it's everything that they have done already. All they have to do is just survive and get free points, elimination points, because they've got strongest firepower. If we talk about Legend himself, I mean Sidak and Legend, one rusher or assaulter and one support player. These two are the men that needs to be talked about multiple times. If these two men are surviving, then they don't have to go brutally strong on planning or strategizing the entire map.
Yes, absolutely. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, I just hope that you guys enjoyed every single game which took place over here. You guys are watching Free Fire Max Skyesports Pro League. This is me, Arka, with me, Stanya. With a heavy heart, we're going to say goodbye for today, but we're going to be coming back tomorrow, the final day. Let me tell you this, tomorrow it's going to be a brawl between all these teams. So until tomorrow, get some good sleep. See you guys tomorrow. Adios, take care, and bye-bye.
Fire that we can't live without, yeah. I can't lie, I'm burning white, but my oh my need you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not seeing light. And if I'm right, I've seen the sign. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. I can see nothing in our way when we're catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then oh, I guess I know that I'm feeling the I can see the red suddenly, barely time to count up to 3. Look around at my company, yeah. The sky opens up for lightning. Time crawls up close, it's tightening. My brothers do the right thing, tapping on the floor. I can't lie, I'm burning white, but my oh my need you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not staying light. And if I'm right, I've seen the signs. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. I can see nothing in our way when I'm catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then oh, I guess I know that I'm feeling the watch the clouds break apart. Are we going back to the start? Going back to the start, yeah. But I'm feeling the fire.